What's going on, everybody? Happy Wednesday. Welcome to our weekly stream. It feels weird going from last week with the balloons and all of the sort of decorations running the game show to back now to a normal build, but I'm excited. Today we're building the Kingroon. It's the KP3S is what they said. The packaging says Kingroon KP3, but well, it kind of has a little bit of both. This says KP3S, but it's the KP3S, which I'm not gonna lie, I don't entirely know the slight revision differences between the KP3 and the KP3S, but we'll get more into that in a little bit. That'll be a lot of fun. Hello everybody. I see there's a lot of people here. We got Lisa Pie, Nuno, Eggy, Luke, Mark, Scott, 3DP Freak, Dad's RC, Richard, Grief, Pie I think I already said, Chikaro. I saw Nick was in here, my brother, Tony, CRS1, DJ Natty is here. That's about as many as I think I can grab right now. But what's going on everybody? I wanted to, before we get into the build, kind of go over a few announcements and updates on things. Last week was an absolutely insane... Can everyone hear me? Can everyone hear me, I guess, is the first thing, because last week we started and my mic was not working. It looks like audio waves are moving, which is good, but let me know if for some reason you can't hear me before I get too heavily into this. Hi, Kenneth. BB's is here. Great. Okay, cool. Everyone can hear me. Awesome. So, updates to last week's giveaway stream. We gave away 30 items, 30 or 31 items, and everybody has been contacted via email, and everyone that was not available via email has been contacted in other methods, if at all possible. Discord, although I realized some people in their Discord put their name and not the 4-digit number behind it, so I couldn't reach out to them. But if anyone is here that is not gotten the email, there are Telly Lear won a Pico input shaper device, and I have not heard back. Corvid won an Micro Swiss MK8 hardened steel nozzle. I've not heard back. And MD Cool Comrade won a Micro Swiss all metal Corrality hot end. I've not heard back from any of you. Again, I did send out an email to the provided email. Whether it is in spam or just missing, I don't know. I will probably wait another couple days and send a follow-up email. Everybody else, oh, Telly's here. Telly is here. Okay, Telly, do me a favor, because yes, you are one of the winners. Can you shoot me a message on Discord and just shoot me a DM that has your address, and I will get that shipped out probably today, if not tomorrow. I've literally got it right here. I've been really on top of the giveaway stuff. So please let me know. And then for the other two people, I will reach out and see if I can get a hold of them. So that was the first thing. Second thing, and something that's pretty dang exciting, is that we have been doing a spool of filament giveaway on most streams for the last couple of months here. And those have all been directly from either DC or GFunny, their own personal supply. They have every single week reached out and said, hey, I've got another spool I'm willing to put towards the stream, towards the community and give away, which I've been incredibly thankful for. But I told them from the initial giveaway that the goal ultimately is to find a filament partner or a filament manufacturer that's willing to do some sort of a sponsorship type thing where they'll provide filament. And I'm happy to announce that after a bit of sort of reaching out, I was able to get a hold of a company, and that company is Polymaker. So I actually reached out to Polymaker about a month ago, seeing if they were interested, and I hadn't heard back. So I followed up 2 weeks ago, still hadn't heard back. And then I finally reached out to them just over Twitter, and they apologized and stated that when the email came in, it looks like it was assigned to a different department. And so I've been in conversation with Polymaker, and as of today, they are going to be providing a spool of filament for every single stream. So at the end of each stream, we'll have a spool of Polymaker to give away, and it is international shipping, which is amazing. And it also seems like it's for a wide range of their filaments. They didn't say it was specific to just like Polymaker Polylite. I would imagine it probably isn't for like the carbon fiber blends, but it should be good for Polymaker PLAs, Polymaker ASAs or ABSs, I would imagine. So from today on, when we do the wheel, the spinning of the wheel for a giveaway, afterwards I will send over a form that Polymaker gave me where you basically just input your information and the spool that you want, and they will ship it directly to you. So I'm really happy about that. Polymaker is definitely up there for me in terms of filament manufacturers. I have a ton of their filament, and I've been printing with their filament on and off for probably about 4 years. So their catalog of colors is huge. Their material options is also massive. So major thank you to them. Also, they did hook me up with a Polymaker affiliate link. So as of right now, there's not a discount associated with it. That might be something that I can work out where maybe during certain streams we can do some sort of giveaway. But if you are looking to purchase filament and you want to support Polymaker or the channel, there is going to be a link in the description. And so I don't know the exact number, but every purchase does go towards helping the channel as well. So super thankful for that, and that will be a lot of fun because again, that has been the goal from the beginning. I'm super, again, G-Funny and DC are incredible, and I'm super thankful. They've been so willing to provide their own material, but this was always the goal, to have a manufacturer, and so I couldn't be more excited to have Polymaker, you know, supporting us and supporting what we're doing. So that is incredibly exciting. Let's see, what did I miss in chat? CNC Maker says, my input shape arrived on Monday. Thank you, awesome. I'm gonna lower it. The audio might not be super loud in your guys' ear, but it is yelling in my ear. Andrew, why when I get home have live streams always started? It's at 12 o'clock every single week. I don't know what to say. Congrats, nice to see them backing some of the core 3D streamers. Yeah, I saw that, I know that they recently started working with Nero as well, and I'm just incredibly thankful again, because they make quality filament. I've always felt that the price that they ask for their filament compared to the quality is a really good happy medium. And then again, the fact that they're willing to do the sponsorship and ship internationally is also a massive bonus, because based off of the analytics, like 30 to 40% of you guys hanging out in the stream are actually outside of the United States, which made it a bit more difficult to figure out, you know, if I go with a US manufacturer, do they even ship internationally? So Polymaker is international, and that is fantastic. So we're gonna get into this build in just one moment here. I don't wanna drag it on too much longer, because I've done 12 minutes of chatting. And yeah, the cardboard spools are a huge win. You can probably see it. That right there is Polyterra filament that I've had for a long time. And they were one of the first manufacturers that I saw switching to cardboard, with initially the Polyterra line, which I was a huge fan of, and now they've fully transitioned to all cardboard spools, which is great. And the thing I like is too, no diss to a company like Protopasta, because I really like Protopasta. They make awesome filament, and they're a huge, well, they're a big supplier in the States, but Protopasta's spools are cardboard and have been for a long time, but they're a bit more flimsy. And in a lot of instances, it's not a huge deal. But I've had a couple instances where, especially on certain types of spool holders, where it's kind of sitting on the bottom and spinning, where the jaggedness of it sort of can make it fall off, while on these, it's a bit more hardy, the cardboard, and so it has easier time spinning. So again, no diss to Protopasta, because they're definitely like the OG cardboard using company, and I love them and their material, but I really like the design that they've gone with their cardboard Polymaker. So let's see. Even South America, that would be sweet. Shipping is more expensive than the roll. As far as I know, yeah. As far as I know, yep. You're avoiding hot drinks. Oh, Malcolm must have seen my. Last night at about 9 o'clock, I made a cup of coffee and posted on Twitter. And not 10 minutes later, I posted a follow-up photo to the entire cup on my lap, on the table, on everywhere. So I do have a cup of hot coffee today because I needed it, but it's away from me and less lethal to myself. The last thing I wanted to talk about just really quickly here was in terms of the plans for streams. So today we're building this. Next Wednesday is going to be a print and chill stream. We haven't done one in months, and the last time, and probably the only time we've done it, we had a ton of fun. It was just start a print, hang out, and talk shop, and everyone really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. So next week we're going to take the switch wire, because we went from building it to the giveaway and haven't really had a chance to just kind of hang out with it. So we're going to run a print on the switch wire, hang out. So that will be next week. And then the two other big video projects / things that are going on is I started printing out parts for the Enraged Rabbit carrot feeder. I paused over the last week because I've been busy with other things, but I'm going to print out the parts for this, and that will be a very long build. So we're going to be starting that at some point. And then the original Voron 0.1, I ordered today a bunch of mods for it. So the things we'll be doing to it are a belted Z, what can I think of it? Clicky probe, the upgraded stiffer bed, the LGX light, the Nevermore micro filter system, adding an LCD screen to it. We're gonna be doing a ton of things to it, hopefully all at once. I'm sure it will be very interesting applying a bunch of mods at one time and will be difficult, but we're gonna start that pretty soon as well. I just placed the order at Fabrico 5 minutes before going live for all the parts, so hopefully that'll be here in the next week, and that will be a ton of fun. So I think that's everything. Discord is always having a daily spool giveaway, by the way. Yeah, Polymaker does have a Discord, and they are giving away daily spools, which is awesome. And always forget the time difference. I'm always late to the streams. Get that man a Yeti with a closable. I do have a Yeti. I like to think that I'm adult enough to be able to handle the sort of open, open mug, but apparently not. The thing that was on last night is like one of those TV trays that Aaron got, and it's incredibly flimsy, so I'll take half the responsibility, but that thing is just most spills that happen on that I think are not, I don't take full blame because it's just, you like look at it wrong and it sort of shakes everything. Yes, the Kirigami bed is what it's called, CRS one. G-Funny's here. What's going on? All right, let's get to building. So I guess we can take a quick look at this to give a little bit of background for anyone that doesn't know what this is. This is the Kingroon, and this is the KP3S, I said. Let's see. All right, 3.0. So let's go. I like this song. It's very like. Okay, desktop, will this work? Yeah, that'll work. Okay, so this is the printer. It is a cantilever style printer that uses aluminum extrusions and linear rails. It is also having a direct drive extruder. As you can see, the price is pretty darn inexpensive. And I had seen this printer a couple of times. One thing I already see that I'm not crazy about is it looks like the power supply is separate from it. If at all possible, I plan on somehow attaching that to this. I would imagine there's a mod that allows me to sort of put the two together because I don't really like the idea of a dangling power supply, but either we'll cross that shortly. I had not heard of this printer other than sort of seeing it in one or two videos in the background. Specifically, there's a guy on YouTube that runs a print farm that had like 20 of these, and so that was where I first really saw them. And then a couple of months ago in the Discord, I saw that there was a few people in there talking about it. I can't remember everyone that was in the initial conversation. I know 760 was definitely in there. G-Funny chimed in after, and a couple other people. But the feedback I got on it was that it's actually a pretty slept-on machine, and it's quite impressive. I've even heard that fairly stock. I mean, like the flex plate on it is sort of like the knockoff BuildTak. So I think that, throwing a powder-coated PEI bed on it is definitely, in my opinion, almost a must. But even stock, it's a fairly decent machine, but it's like the perfect platform for modding and Klipperizing and doing all these different mods to it. So I'm going to, of course, assemble it, and we'll print on it, and we'll have it stock. But the game plan for this is just to mod it and see what it can actually do. We'll probably start off with just Klipperizing it and leaving it stock to see just with Input Shaper and Pressure Advance sort of what we're able to achieve speed and quality wise. And then after that, we're gonna go just crazy on this thing and mod it. The fact that it's open frame makes everything is super accessible and easy to reach. So it should be the perfect machine to just have fun with. And again, just hack it to, hack it to the maximum. Let's see. Tunky, it's great for hunting. As I have a hot cup of coffee sitting in the truck when I get, oh yeah, I would imagine I wouldn't want an open mug in the car. Yeah, we have one really nice Yeti mug, but Erin typically takes it to work with her. How was your second try at coffee? Successful. It made it into my mouth and not onto the couch. And if you look, you can't see the couch, I don't think, but there's still two big towels on it I had to sit on for the remainder of the night. External PSU, that's true. That's true. Great. It says external PSU would make it an easy to enclose. So if you did want to make an enclosure and just sort of have a mount for it on the outside, that is something, I guess, to every con there is a possible pro, or there's a bright side to every downside. So that is true. If you did want to print with ABS or, a material that does better in an enclosure, having the power supply not permanently fixed could be making it much easier to relocate it. So we are going to get into this. That was so funny. Yeah, it was fun. I'm very thankful. I posted this too, but I'm a huge cream person in the coffee. And so that coffee had just been poured a few minutes before. Had I not put an ungodly amount of creamer in it, it probably would have burnt me badly. But because of the creamer, it did not burn. It was just a very warm surprise at 9:30. So Colts 3D has an STL for a power supply base. Awesome, that's great to hear. I have the first one. It's a little like the Prusa mini legs. Oh, cool. Okay, nice. Hey, what's going on, Polaris? Yeah, so let's go ahead and get into it. I've got the overhead set up, which we'll start off with. This is probably gonna be a printer where I can bust out our turntable later on to get sort of all different camera angles on it. How's everybody doing? How's everybody's week been going? What's everybody working on? Let's see, let me pull this over here so I can make sure everything is in focus here. All right, cool, okay. So we've got a ton of filament, no, a little strand of filament, which I get it, like it lets them add a check mark to their box of saying they include a little test sample of filament, but I wonder the amount of those that actually get used versus chucked. I don't know. But anyways, it comes a little strand of that. We have got a instruction booklet, which I always like to see. It's interesting because whenever I make a video and I state that the printer didn't come with any booklet and it was a PDF, there's always people that will state, you know, oh, I really like having a hard copy and not needing a computer next to me when building, which I totally get. But then other times I state that and people say, well, great, we don't need the wasted paper. So I don't know, it seems like it's a little bit of a personal preference. I personally like having a little bit of a booklet because, you know, again, this is a little machine and I can build it in front of my desk or in front of my, my tablet, but for larger machines, it can be sort of inconvenient to not have some sort of a little booklet. So we've got a little booklet. We've got a warranty card that has a packing list and says, thank you, customer. We've got our, oh, this is attached, so we'll give that a second. We've got our little external spool holder, which this is exactly the setup I was talking about, where I've had a couple experiences with the Protopasta spools because they're fairly narrow and have a little bit of an edge to them where they don't sit really well in these types of filament holders. But I don't mind these. I actually use these fairly often because most printers have a spool holder that goes on top of them, at least direct drive units, and I don't like the these little IKEA lac table enclosures don't exactly give me a ton of height, and so I usually remove them and use something like this anyway. I think they're called the Tush filament spool holder. Yep, that's how it started for me too. Let's see, trying NinjaFlex on a Bowden printer helped me. You can definitely, oh man, NinjaFlex is tough. So you can definitely do TPU printing on a Bowden extruder. Absolutely. I would even say that you can do NinjaFlex on a Bowden extruder, but the key things that are gonna be important is what kind of Bowden extruder. Like if it's just the cheap, like plastic Creality style one, that is going to be a major uphill battle. If you have a better extruder, one that has a really narrow path around the gears so that way the filament can't pop in and pop out, that's going to help. If you do have the stock Creality extruder, there is a little printed piece definitely on Thingiverse from years ago that basically creates sort of a V shape where it makes it, the filament, it basically makes it where the filament doesn't have as much chance to wrap around the wheels of the extruder. So if you're using a stock plastic extruder, definitely do that. The other things I would say is print brutally slow. Like I wouldn't take it above 20 millimeters a second to start off with. Just if you get successful prints, then scale it absolutely, but start brutally slow. And then I would even say at the beginning, completely turn off retraction until you're getting some form of consistency. You can typically do a hair of retraction, but because of that elasticity, by the time it's pinched at the hot end and from the extruder, it's got so much stretch going on that just a little bit of retraction can cause it to shoot back, and then it just isn't able to come back out of the nozzle. And then it'll usually melt in the hot end, and you'll have to remove it, cut the end, and reseat it. So yeah, I've actually been doing quite a bit of TPU printing in the last, it's funny, this isn't NinjaFlex, this is 95A shore hardness stuff, but my mom wanted a phone case. Someone pointed out that my mom has a very old phone. Yes, she's rocking the OG iPhone SE from 2017, but she still likes it, and so her purchased phone case finally broke, and my dad's been rocking a printed one. So for Mother's Day, she said, I need a printed phone case. So she's got 3 options when I see her in the next week here to choose out. So yeah, I've been doing a little bit of TPU printing in the last little bit here. Man, is Mini Stealth Burner one of the mods? Mini Stealth Burner, no, not currently. So the game plan is actually printed out most of the parts for it actually. Here is the housing for it. So it's for the LGX Lite. And so here's my thoughts on my experience with the mini afterburner is this. It's a solid extruder. It works really well, it's compact, and it is a really solid extruder. The thing I don't like about it is that if you ever have a clog, which I've only had 1 or 2, but when you do have a clog, if you have to take it apart, it is not a fun experience. You have to basically clip the zip ties holding your wires in place, unscrew it from the X carriage, and like, it's just a really messy experience. And so the LGX, not only should it give it more extrusion force, but because it's sort of above the hot end side of it, if there is ever a clog issue, it should be much easier to just undo the front plate on it and gain access to the filament. So that is one of my really only gripes with the mini afterburner. And I don't know, I know that Nero showed off the stealth burner, the mini stealth burner, but is it even publicly available in beta form? I haven't seen any like GitHub files for it. Hey, Thomas is here. Thomas was responsible for providing us with a bunch of his awesome silicone socks for the giveaway last week, and he did ship them all out. So major thank you to Thomas. I did message you on Twitter, but I wanted to make sure that I said thank you. I'm sure that all the winners are going to be stoked, and yeah, really appreciate it. I saw Nero with it on the Micron. Don't know if it, let's see, you know, just painting $1 million houses and building printers. Printing my 3rd iteration of the Stealth Burner beta for Warren 2.4. Needed the tool head for my new Revo edition, so I just decided to print the whole clockwork front and tool head. As soon as the Stealth Burner and the Clockwork 2 gets posted in the final release, which I believe it was pulled from beta, public beta, and now they're just doing the final tweaks, that's definitely going on the Voron 2, I don't have a 2.4, the Voron Stealth, I cannot talk, the Voron Switchwire is gonna be getting it. I've just been holding off, and I know that the tweaks are probably gonna be so small that it's not a big deal, but I just didn't want to print out all the parts and have the final release come out with like, oh, it does this 15% better or something like that, and then have to take it all down and reprint it. So that's kind of why I've been holding off on that. Nope, not public. It's okay, cool. It's on alpha. That makes sense. Pi says soon. Okay, all right, let's take some more things out of the box. I get way too distracted. All right, so we've got Kingroon spare parts. In the spare parts, we have got a coupler is the word I believe I'm looking for. The lead screw coupler. So looks like a spare one. Z-axis screws. We've got a little micro SD card. It looks like they provide us, so it's using the bulb style thermistor that you've got on the Creality printer. So they gave us a spare of that. Spare nozzle, which the nozzle looks like it's E3D, or is it a, let me see here. It looks like it's a V6 standard, but I can't tell. It might not be. So this is, no, it's not. It's a MK8. Where did I put it? Oh, here it is. Yeah, so threads are shorter, so it looks like it's the same nozzle type that's on a Creality printer. So if my brain is working correctly, that should be an MK8. Oh, those are not spare, those are to build it? Huh, good to know. Well, the box says Kingroon spare parts, so they tricked me. We've got a couple of wrenches, or a wrench for the V-slot wheels, or the roller wheels, some little Allen keys, snippers, USB cable, all of the sort of standard things. Let's remove the foam. What is this? Oh, this must be the lead screw. Is that? It almost looks like a, I've never seen, usually they come in sort of a little black, the hot end is fully assembled. Oh, they are spares, okay. Hey, what's up, Steve? How's it going? What's going on, Tony? Check which version of the mainboard you have. As far as I know, no one can get the V1.3 to work with Klipper so far. But, oh no. Okay, I'll definitely check. Yeah, I've actually never seen the lead screw come in this. It looks like, I think it's PVC. I think this is a baby PVC pipe. Usually it just comes in sort of like a little black, I don't know, thinner piece of plastic. We've got our standard power cable. This is going to be attached. Let's remove this. Okay, so it's, oh no, this is not attached. Cool. So this is a 24 volt, 15 amp power supply. It is definitely not Meanwell, which for the price I was absolutely not expecting. We'll take the cover off of that, place it off to the side. Okay, the screws and couplers are not spares. Good to know. Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen a coupler provided as a spare. Maybe. Well, it looks fairly fairly put together already, other than really the Z-axis. Okay, so, man, this thing is adorable. I mean, I know like the box came and the box was crazy small, and I can see the, you know, the machine footprint online, but it's not until you have it in front of you that you really see just how small it is. I've got a Prusa Mini up here. Let's see if I can kind of put the base of that next to it so we can see. Oops, I'm dropping things. It's like, I'm getting clumsier by the day, I feel like. Let's see. Okay, so Prusa Mini. Let's do this camera. Okay, so it's basically the footprint of the Prusa Mini, like almost exactly. The bed is a little bit offset, but the electronics are underneath it, while in the Prusa Mini, the bed is direct and the electronics are offset. Build size looks near identical. Prusa Mini maybe has an extra 10 to 15 millimeters, but it's about the same size as the Prusa Mini. It just, I don't know, it looks and feels super, super compact. Let's put the Prusa Mini right here for now. Small printers are awesome. Doing well. Oh, nice. Yeah, have a nice, or enjoy your lunch. The I like having larger printers for batching out stuff when I want to batch out stuff, and for bigger printing. But for most of the printing I do could easily fit on a bed like the Prusa Mini or this one. So I do like mini printers, absolutely. Okay, so I think we will take a look at the board on it, which is mounted. Yeah, let's go ahead and unscrew this, because someone's saying that version number of the board, come on. The version number of the board can have an effect on whether we can actually add Klipper to it. So let me switch over to side camera. Let's see, I'll bring it down a little bit. Probably zoom in momentarily here. Actually, yeah, let me move. It's a game of musical chairs every stream. Okay, let me move the Prusa Mini over here, so that way we can slide this whole camera closer and then pivot it downwards so we can all kind of see it. Version 1.2 is easy Klipper. Hey, Alien's here. Hey, what's going on, Steven? What's up, Zarent? Evening watching from my tablet in bed. If I stop answering, I fell asleep. Fair enough. Love my Prusa Mini Plus. Took it with me to Murph last year and printed the whole time. Oh, nice. They both have their place. The smaller printers are nice for some things, the big printers are nice. Yeah, exactly. And it also depends on, like, you know, who you are and what you print. Like, I know, you know, for example, if you were someone that primarily 3D prints props and cosplay stuff, like, yeah, you probably want something like the, oh gosh, the Cobra Max, you know, with its ridiculously large footprint. So looks like these are the screws holding it in place. All right. Nope, that's too small. Okay. Wow. Holy cow, I might need the leverage of these little guys. They really don't, well, they really torque them down. Smash like, hey, Telly. Yeah, thank you. If you have not, please smack the like button. Yeah, this is much easier. Oh, Eggy's not feeling good? Oh, sorry to hear that, man. There's a lot of stuff going around. Like, just seasonal flu type stuff, it seems like. I don't know. Okay, yeah, let's loosen them all, then I can use the other driver to actually unscrew them. This is a lot of the larger printers. Oh, this one's really on there. A lot of the larger printers are held in place by like 4 screws, so to have 8 on such a small, it's a lot of Wow, that one does not want to come off at all. Let's try the other ones. Okay, that one's easy. That one's also easy. Okay, so it's just this one right here that really doesn't want to leave his home. Wow. That's aggressive. There we go. There we go. Yeah, that was not, I can't even get it off now. Okay, well at least I've got all the rest of them loose. If you're if you're just like the Smash one, yeah, I'm waiting for these allergy meds to knock me out. Yeah, I've had insane allergies over the last couple of weeks here. Yesterday or the day before, Erin was leaving to work and she said, "Bye, sniffles," because I couldn't stop sniffling. I thought originally, because I've been doing some laser stuff in here for work, and I thought originally maybe it was like the wood that was being engraved that was giving me allergies, and so I got this like pretty insane, I can show you guys it actually. Check this out. This guy. This thing is awesome. So it's a 3-stage filter, and it is awesome. You know, you see the hose on it, but yeah, that thing is awesome for fume extraction. If you're doing laser engraving, I mean, even if you're in your garage, I would still say, you know, if you're having issues with fumes, it's awesome. It's not cheap. It's an Omtech fume extractor, and I think it was like $400. But I mean, you know, for health and safety, I would definitely say if you're doing a lot of engraving, if you can't extract it outside, then it's definitely getting something like that is a solid option. Oops. Okay, so this is the 1.3, which according to chat, don't forget to thank you, Zarant. HEPA filter just saying, I know. As soon as we move inappropriate, it'll be my first gift to myself. Just recovered a bit, had Rona since, oh man, sorry to hear that. Let's see, another quick tip, unfortunately the bed power cable is tinned, so good practice is to cut it. Where is the bed? Okay, heated bed right there. Okay, I think I will leave it for right this second. I'm not gonna put back all the 8 screws in, I'm only gonna put in 4 of them, so that way when I wanna access the bottom of this, I can later. Hey, Steve, thank you very much for becoming a member. I've been trying for the last week pretty aggressively to convince Erin that we need to get a cat, and so far I'm not making any progress. I had this argument probably a year or two ago, and for some reason lately, I've really been like, I miss having a cat. I had 2 growing up that got it to like 16 or 17 years of age, and I just love, like every night, because they're typically nocturnal, like every night when I'm up working on stuff in my like dungeon or workshop, I'd always have my cat just sitting there, like kind of just staring at me like I'm a crazy person, but it's so nice. So we'll see. Once we move and get settled in, I think I'm gonna try to convince her a little bit more. I mean, I'm sure I'll be the one that's doing most of the work is in terms of like litter box stuff and all that. But one of her concerns is that our little dog is aggressive, and so I do understand that, but I do think that if I get the cat at a young age and I spend enough time sort of getting them used to each other, that they would be friends. And Delilah, my big dog, she didn't understand space and boundaries with my cat growing up, and my cat took one swipe at her, and then after that it was just a respect thing. And Delilah, although she got much bigger, you know, she's like 90 pounds now, she always kept her distance from the cat and understood that you're the boss. So you want one of my cats? Tell Erin to watch. I did actually. When I actually, on Steve's last stream, Pi, thank you very much for the $10 donation. Cats be good. I agree. On Steve's last stream, he always has Charlie, you know, up on his workbench and stuff, and so I showed her. Every time there's a cat now, I'm like pointing it out. There was a commercial yesterday for like insurance that had a bunch of people, like cats in like with human bodies, and I was like, look at it, they're cats. So I'm working on it. I think that, you know, give me about 30 days or so, and I'll continue to convince her. I'm sure that, like, if I were to get one, or once we get one, it will be fine. But I understand, at least in our current situation, that, you know, it might be a little bit tough. So, okay, so looking at the board, it is definitely a 32-bit controller. Let's see. Okay, so chip says GD32F303. And then again, the revision says Kingroon KP3 version 1.3, which I'm being told might not be Klipper compatible, at least as of right now. So if that's the case, that's unfortunate. And it may just mean that I'm going to be swapping out the board on it at some point. Yeah, I think after the move she'll come around. Once she sees that there's more space and I've got my garage, so the cat will have a place to kind of come out and hang out, I also think... Oh, Klipper does work on that one. Oh, sweet. What was the version? Okay, so the MCU is fine then. Awesome. Well, then we're good to go. The I don't know. Does anyone know? I see that there's little trim pots next to the stepper motor drivers. They're embedded into the board, and they've got beefy heat sinks. Does anyone know what they come with? It's the STM32. Okay, cool. Gotcha. Awesome. Well, that's good to know. I am happy to hear that. Does it say on their product page? Ah, TMC 2225 stepper motors is what it says on their website. So cool. I mean, there's a lot of space down here, which is nice. Especially, I mean, I don't know if I can fit a full pie down here, maybe, but I've got a 02W laying around, so we'll definitely fit that. And it also looks like too they've got a optional expansion for like an ESP32 chip if you want to make it wireless. And there's also a ton of extension ports on here. I see BL Touch. It looks like an additional thermistor, and then these must be maybe max limits. Yeah, so ZMax, powered, MT. Definitely a lot more spare ports than I'm used to seeing. There's also a port right here that says 12/24, so I don't know if that's just an always on. Maybe if you want to add an additional fan of sorts, it's just permanently on. And there's an extra motor port. Interesting. Yeah, it's a fairly large board. TMC 225s are the 2208 equivalent, other packaging rectangle chip, not square. Oh, okay, gotcha. Basically a 2208 standalone, unfortunately, no worries. Cats are awesome. I have two. One is over 18 pounds and over 11 years old. It's a beauty. His name is Kitty and he looks like Garfield. Another one's a skinny one. That's awesome. Yeah, if anyone goes to like the super old videos on the channel, I had a cat named Sabrina that we got when I was, man, I must have been 10 years old. We were leaving at Stater Brothers and there was a family with a box of cats that looked really sad with fleas and stuff, and I think worms too. And my dad, we had wanted a dog, like our golden retriever had passed away, and back then, like, I don't think cell phones were a thing, or we certainly didn't have them, so we called from like the payphone to the house phone, and my dad didn't answer. And so my mom said, okay, we're gonna take this cat home, but if your dad says no, then, you know, we're gonna have to bring the cat back or figure out what we're gonna do. And my dad was not thrilled at the time. But, you know, like most pets, it took a couple of weeks and then he totally came around. But yeah, she was a huge cat. She probably was about 20 pounds. I think she was a short-haired Maine Coon. She definitely had like that M markings on her head, and she was just huge. She kind of looked like a raccoon. But man, I love that cat so much. She was just like the coolest freaking cat ever. And she lived to be like 16 or 17. And then her sister, well, we call her sister. They weren't from the same litter. Completely different cats. Sabrina was mellow, Misty was a psycho. But she got to be 16 as well. So they both did pretty well. They were both indoor exclusively. Where my parents live, there's a lot of, oh, this is the tough one. We'll use this one. There's a lot of coyotes where my parents live, so we did not want to chance it. So they were exclusively indoor, lazy cats. 20 pounds, that's a small tiger. Hey, what's going on, 3D Printing Cave? Okay, so cool. We've confirmed that the board is a 32-bit board with TMC drivers, and it is going to be Klipper compatible. These are all wonderful things. So let's flip it around. flip it around like that. And then I'll look at the instructions, why not? Let me move you guys over to this monitor. Hey, what's going on, Steve? I was not a cat person until my wife suckered me into 2 of them. Yeah, it's different, like I get it. I mean, a lot of people that say they don't like cats, I think they're either have allergies or they have never really owned a cat, or, I mean, just had a bad experience, I suppose. It's definitely, you know, different. Like, certainly a lot more independent. They're not necessarily always, you don't go outside for 2 seconds and come back in and they're, you know, sitting at the door freaking out crying necessarily. But yeah, I just, they're freaking cool, man. Like, they're cool. I don't know. It's a different thing. But to be fair, I love just about all animals. My second real job out of high school was working at PetSmart, and it was the funnest job ever. I always said, like, if they paid me like 10 times the amount so I can actually like afford to live a life, because I'm pretty sure it was minimum wage, I would have stayed there forever. Like, the people were so nice, and like, they bring in their animals and you can give them treats, and it's like, it was just such a fun job for a second job. Oh, Nick, yeah, Chill Nick's my brother. He said Sabrina is a babe. Yeah, she was like the coolest cat. Our one cat is the best cat. She loves her belly rubbed. So did Sabrina. She had like a white fluffy belly that we loved to pet. I'm allergic, but I live in a house with 6 cats. I also have pretty bad allergies and just Claritined it for 16 years. Unless they're like Charlie, he's always near the front door when I get home. He hears me driving up, that's awesome. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely not, cats are certainly not cookie cutter. They all have such unique personalities, and Charlie, like, just from the streams I've seen, is like a total lover butt, and you can tell he's, you know, like, your best friend. He loves hanging out. Yep, they are, especially one of them. They're like our dogs and greet us at the door. I don't like cats. Apparently, when I was young, I got cut up pretty bad by grandmother's cat. Oh, maybe, yeah, maybe it's a mental thing. I will say, and then after that, I will get to building this up. I apologize, but this is fun talk for me. When Sabrina was fairly young, I was holding her in my arms, and my mom turned on the vacuum about, I don't know, 10 feet away from us, and she did not like the vacuum, and she didn't know I was holding her. I didn't know she was right there, and Sabrina freaked out, did like this ninja move, kicked her feet off of me, and not only did I have this like bloody gash on my stomach, she tore my shirt, like she destroyed my shirt. And so after that, I did have a little, a little bit of concern when it came to carrying her, but she came around. But yeah, that was a lesson to be careful when I'm carrying the cat around, because cat has ninja-like moves and it can definitely, definitely hurt you. My MC Donald is very animal friendly. McDonald's, we get to drive out treat. Oh, that's so cool. That's awesome. Okay, so let's see product description. It's got the size, it's got everything that it includes. It says auto leveling. What does it say? Auto leveling, upgradable 3D touch, screen information. Okay, so building. Take printer out of kit and insert it into the shown position. Okay, step 2, take the number 3 hex wrench and fit the XZ axis from the bottom. Okay, cool. So, I mean, it's just about what you'd expect. So let's go, let me move this a little bit further back so that way we've got view. I think that'll do. Maybe right about there. Yeah, that'll work. Okay, so I need to get this extrusion. Is there any side? Okay, so the cap, I'm assuming, is going to go on the top. That is the only logical explanation. This will slide through the wheels like that, and then it will drop down into that slot. Okay, and then we need the M5 by 16, is that? I think your first print on this needs to be a cat. I love the Lucky Cat. I don't know if it's on here, but if not, I can totally find it. Or if someone's got another cat model. Aaron would, I don't know if we'll be streaming when Aaron gets home, but oh, I would love to have the camera on her and be like, look what I printed. I would definitely get the eye roll and the head shake, absolutely. My first cat was a calico named Patches, and my second one was a runt of her only litter named him Bingo. That's awesome. Our cat thinks he's a dog and sleeps in the dog bed with 2 80-pound bulldogs. Our older dog is part cat though, I swear. She loves climbing and all. We actually kind of buy one of those scratch posts. I did allergies several years ago. I will still go over to the neighbors and get my doggy fixed, but I immediately wash my hands. Yeah, definitely. I understand that. Even with Delilah and Monkey, if I pet them, I always try to wash my hands after. Otherwise, I will seriously regret it. Okay, so, okay, it doesn't actually say what screws. It just says M5, but I'm assuming these are the only M5 screws, so it doesn't leave a lot of questions. Put these little guys on there, and then we will tilt this over. It's funny, like, I mean, I've gotten fairly used to doing things for the camera, but like the way I'm holding this right now is, if it wasn't for a camera's view, is so awkward. Like I don't know how well you can see it, but let's see. You like Sony camera, like holding it like this. So I'm gonna try to assemble it like this. Oh God, now it's falling. Every once in a while, I get like a comment about like, why are you doing it like that? I'm like, it's for the camera. Trust me, I totally can screw this in otherwise. Okay, so we'll start. See if we can just get it. Oh, that would make sense if they were aligned. There we go. Cool. Itchy nose. Okay, let's grab an actual driver. Is this the right size? Yay. Stupid mic. Turntable time. Ah, good point. Yeah, I probably will bust out the turntable on this one at some point. Did you buy the printer or was it sent free for review? Apologies, I don't know if I inferred it or announced earlier. No, this was sent to me. I originally was debating on picking one up after the conversation in the ModBot Discord about this machine, but coincidentally, a few weeks later, they reached out, not for this machine actually, they reached out, wanted me to review their newer printer, which is, I don't want to say it's like a, excuse me, like an Ender style machine, but it's not cantilever. It's like two sides, and it is direct drive if I remember, and it also doesn't use linear rails, but it uses some kind of like built-in rail system for the extrusion. But I told them that right now, because of the backlog, like there's currently one printer, two printer, well this would be 3, 4, 5 printers being tested and lots of other videos being worked on. I just told them like, hey, I'll review this. You know, I'm not against reviewing it, but like it's gonna be somewhere around the 3-month mark. And they were, they were like, yeah, we'll revisit that. And then I can't remember if I mentioned or if they mentioned, basically like, hey, you know, your original machine, there's been a lot of sort of discussion about it in the forum or in the Discord that I have. I'd love to kind of take a look at it and do a stream on that and kind of see how the unit is. So yeah, it was sent. KP5L, exactly. How sturdy is the gantry? Fairly. I mean, the tables, it's not really a good, it's not really a good representation because the whole cart shakes, but like it's fairly stiff. Let me see if I can get close up. Okay, so this is, you know, it's at maximum, and let me try to hold the base firm so that way it's the cart that's not wiggling. I mean, there's a hair, like, I mean, yeah, if I put some downward pressure on it, you can see it moving a hair. It's not a lot. And I mean, I mean, yes, it's one finger, but that's quite a bit of force that should never really be on it during normal printing. So, and that's also without the lead screw attached to it as well. Just swing it around by the gantry. Yeah, it uses linear, oh, it does use linear rails. I thought it didn't use linear rails. Our puppy started to move up into the bed when we are asleep and snugs up against my legs. Sometimes he even puts his head on my knee and I can't sleep anymore then. Oh, because I can't move. Yeah, Monkey does that sometimes, and I started off being really gentle with him, but now I just kind of like shove him as if he was another human in the bed, or I'm like, hey, no, this is my part of it. And he typically doesn't mind. I sold my first print done on my CR10, the Crowdy Cat, and it was somehow an amazing print despite CR10 being a total junk back then. On all axes, in fact. It's kind of a weird linear rail, but it's okay. Okay, cool. I think someone stated earlier that it was using something slightly different, which is what gave me that impression. But okay, cool. So it is all linear rails. Yeah, I would like to test that machine out at some point as well, because I mean, just linear rails are certainly not a standard on budget printers. And again, not that these are name brand rails, but the cheap rails I've gotten from AliExpress, generally speaking, have been fairly decent. Not sure I'm in, it looks, yeah, I would definitely say it's as stiff as the Mini. I would say that. Not sure I'm into the Kingroon's new motion system. Seems like the constrained rods can be influenced by any warp in the extrusion, and the carriage has the same adjustable. Oh, interesting, as a V-slot wheel, okay. Yeah, I haven't looked into it too much. I mean, a little bit. Is the magnet on your build plate any better than the one Nero had? His was barely sticking at all. Let's see. Steve, gotta get back to work. Enjoy the rest of the stream. Hey, have a great rest of your workday. Thank you for stopping by, Steve. And thanks for becoming a member again. I appreciate it. Magnet. Oh, well, I can't. This isn't staying in place yet because there's no. That is a very weak magnet. But what I am curious about, if I was a magnet, where would I have put myself? So it's a little bit better with this on. I mean, that's not great. Don't get me wrong, like that is not great. It's certainly not winning any awards, but with an actual piece of spring steel, it's at least slightly better. Oh, no, it's way better. Yeah, it's definitely better with the actual piece of spring steel. What I'd likely do is start off with just that magnet, and I very likely will swap it out. I'll probably get a replacement bed for this thing, but yeah, that's that is not winning any awards for high strength magnets. That is pretty weak. Hey, what's up, Brant? Power washing the driveway, so can't watch, but I'm still listening. No worries. Thank you. I appreciate the support. Yeah, it's a weird rail type. I feel like everyone is doing the small machines now under 2 kPa. Yeah, I mean, I think that they saw that there was a, like with the Voron 0.1, that there's clearly a demand for it. I don't know that I would say it's the overbearing, 1 second. I don't know that I would say it's the majority. It might be more of a minority of 3D printing people that want a small printer, but I do think that most people that have like a standard size printer wouldn't be against having a small machine. So even if they sell, one to every person that has a 3D printer is having a mini one, then that's a pretty big market, Okay, anyways, where were we? Okay, we did that, tighten that, install the T-rod, insert the coupling, yada, yada, yada. Okay, cool, so we will do the coupling now. Let's take out this lead screw. So whoever said that the coupling was not a spare, you were indeed correct. It is in the spare parts box, but it is a box of lies. It is needed and not a spare. This is too small. Cool. Okay, so let's. So I'm gonna do my best to sort of center it. Oh man, there was definitely a lot of grease. I don't know. Oh, it had to have been on the lead screw. It's like, why are my hands all slimy? We'll have to bring back the gloves from the Dr. Modbot stream. Ow, my shoulder popped. I don't know if you guys heard that. Okay, so that's probably good. Drop the lead screw in. Push it down, or at least make sure it's all the way in there. You heard that? Get a bear clone. I've got Ender 3. I replaced like everything on, not deciding if I should get linear rails or save up and get something like the V0 or Prusa bear clone. If I was a magnet, where would I put myself? I really appreciate the pinned random things that I've said on stream in the live stream channel. I don't know who started it, if it's DC or not, but it makes me laugh. I don't know. Yeah, Chief Funny is like the master of small printers. Let's see. You mentioned Klipper. Do you have a spare Raspberry Pi at all? I've been trying to buy one for so long. I don't have like I have for the build I'm doing, but I don't have like a spare that I could ship out. I also have been looking for a while daily, now about weekly, and I have had no luck. I did see that 3D Musketeers posted that there was a Pi 4 available on Best Buy's website that was like the 8 gig version at retail, which I think was like $100. But that's overkill. Like I'm looking for Pi 2Ws or a Raspberry Pi 4, just like the base 1 gig or 2 gig version. So I also have not been able to get any. So what I have is like, I think I have 2 Pi 02Ws and maybe 2 Pi 3s. And those were all purchased either the Pi 20Ws or the Pi 2, you know what I'm talking about. Those were purchased in like October of last year, and the Pi 3s are like 3 years old. I mean, I've had those just forever, and I've ripped them from other projects. Put the lead screw first till and screw it tight, then put it on the motor and move it up 2-3 mm, tighten it on the motor. Screw motor shaft or not. Oh, interesting. The advantage of small printers is being able to have space for more. Yeah, that's true. I'll try it your way. You're saying put in the lead screw first till the end and screw it tight. Then pull it onto the motor and move it up 2 or 3 millimeters and tighten it. This is how I've normally done it, and it's been fine, but I will do that. I will do it for you, Zarant. It's too bad I torqued them so hard. I lied, Zarant. I'll do it after. I got that bottom one on so tight, I'm just gonna roll with it. Unless I have issues, then I'll definitely take it apart and do it, but we'll leave it for right now. Pi 3s work fine for Klipper and Octoprint. Yeah, Pi 3Bs should be absolutely fine. I've used quite a few of them. Yeah, the RPi locator is great. However, it seems like every time I use it and I get notification or something like that, that there's something available, it's always in Europe, and then shipping is brutal. Okay, so as far as setup goes, that's done, that's done. Put some small ball bearing between lead screw and motor shaft. Interesting. Yeah, I could see that not being a bad idea. I like when it specifies exactly the gap that they want, but let's see, connect the power and press the switch to start printing. Let's make sure the power supply is set correctly. It is set to 115, so we are good, which is not the norm. Usually I have to change it. Do I have any? I don't understand how I always lose my flush cutters. No, it came with a pair, right? Tell me it came with a pair. Yes. Let's move left and right, and it can't do it if the screw and the motor shaft are touching each other because they're both flat. It can damage the motor. The couplers are supposed to move left and right, and it can't do that if the screw and the motor shaft are touching each other. Because they're both flat, it can damage the motor. Interesting. I feel like I've been rocking it similar, like, I mean, I don't usually push them down hard against each other, but I feel like I've typically had them pretty close to. All right, what I can do is I will loosen the lead screw one again, and then lift it just a hair. Okay, probably lifted it about 1 millimeter to 1.5 millimeters. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and plug in the power cable. So, yeah, I actually, looking at the power supply, and I know I had stated that I didn't like that it was separate, and I still feel that for what I'm gonna be using it for, I probably don't need it or like it separate. The length on this is really convenient if you're trying to enclose this thing. I mean, that is a ton of length. You could very easily create an enclosure and have just a mounting point on the outside of this. And the fact that it unplugs with just a simple little barrel jack connector, it makes it really convenient. So yes, I definitely understand, like, oh, having the big power supply not attached, like, might not be the best design, but depending on what you're doing, it actually could be really, really convenient. Okay, so we are going to turn this thing on, I suppose. The question is, do I have a power cable? Let's see. Lisa, man, look, a way to do some stuff. You're almost done. Yeah, this Newark has started to receive their RP2040 shipments, so other Raspberry Pi processors. Nice. Okay, well, that's good to know. Yeah, I would like to get, I mean, I don't need to hoard a ton of them, but I would like to get 1 or 2 more just to have. There's so many projects now where, like, instead of just doing them, I have to think, like, should I do that? Is it worth it for, you know, is it worth using up Raspberry Pi? Yeah, the printer came pretty much assembled, Lisa. Like, it was just 2 screws to the base and then attaching the lead screw, and that's all I've done so far. So, okay. Voltage, I checked voltage, Darren. I did check voltage. I'll check it again because you got me paranoid, but yeah, it was actually set to 115, which the last couple streams that has not been the case. Exactly, it makes it more portable in my current space. Okay, so we will flip the power on and hope that there's no magic smoke. 3, 2, 1. Wow, it's a nice little full color screen thing it's got there. Okay, well, it's on. Let's see, we did that. Click button for leveling to adjust the distance between the nozzle and the heat bed. Do we want to peel this? We'll peel this little guy off. Ooh. Let's see if I can get you guys a little bit closer. I don't know how well we'll be able to actually, oh yeah, this thing zooms in pretty dang well. I don't know how focused it'll get. Let's see if I tap on the screen, maybe. Okay, so we are going to click on leveling. Then I will grab a piece of printer paper. I don't know. Let me go to the other room. I don't think I have any pieces of paper out here. Come on 1 second. Check on the puppies too. Hi, monkey. Hi, Delilah. They're like, what are you doing? You should be streaming. Hello. I'm also gonna grab a Dr. Pepper. I was originally planning on having one on stream and settled for coffee, but a Dr. Pepper sounds really good. I know Alien's a huge fan of Dr. Peppers, so. All right, and we're back. Got Dr. Pepper in hand. Let's see. The camera is great. Awesome. Oh yeah, I'm looking at it now. Oh, that is really, really impressive. Considering it's just a, like, zoomed in all the way. I'll check the, I will check the wires once, I'll check the wires at some point. Hopefully before it burns up. Ghost stream. Okay, so let's tear off a little piece of paper. Typically for this type of bed, I prefer having a little bit more of a gap because the filament likes to bond with it, this build surface. I actually think that I might need to, yep, that's, okay, so even all the way, oh, there's a little screw here. Okay, so here's what we'll do. Let me tighten this again. I was gonna say that the, even loosening the bed screw completely, it's too far away. So we're going to go back, we're going to go to move, and we're going to lift the Z 10 millimeters. Well, that's at least convenient. They've got this little screw you can adjust here, so that way when it homes, make it go down a little bit further. Can I just turn it with my hand? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That might have been a little aggressive, but we'll find out. Leveling, let's try it again. Yeah, we, okay, that's a little bit better. I still think I'm going to drop it a couple more turns because, 1 second, smooth. Yeah, we've been like sort of trying to be healthier. I say that with a big, like, parentheses around healthier. But the other day, Aaron was like, I'm craving ice cream sandwiches. And I was like, I want Dr. Pepper. So we, we got ice cream sandwiches, Dr. Pepper, Twix ice cream, and something else that's not great for you, but just craving it. Oh, that wasn't what I wanted to do. Every printer should have a Z adjustment screw like that. Yeah, this is, no, that's my fault. No. I want you to go here, 0.1. Yeah, I agree completely though. Like on the Ender 3, it uses the bracket that's on the left side of the aluminum extrusions. And, wait, what's, what the heck? That doesn't seem right. All right, we're gonna home it. Home all real quick. And you can adjust it, but it's definitely not as convenient as this. This is a really simple, this is actually really similar to what the, this is really similar to what the Raise Pro 2 has on it. Okay. Okay, cool, there we go. I don't know what the deal was, it just wasn't going in the right spot. Okay, so we will loosen this a little bit. Wow, it still doesn't, I'm still gonna have to, all right, so one more time, we're gonna loosen it a bit more. So basically where it's at when it came out of the box is almost as high as I can get it. Once you go much looser, the springs aren't compressed at all, and it's just not doing a whole lot. So third time is the charm. We will raise it. I'm gonna turn it about another 5 more times. It would help if I used a flat head because it's starting to get a little bit tough. Where, oh where, my flat head's gone. I don't see a flathead. Ah. Okay, let's see if I just use both hands. You know what? I have a quarter I could use, actually. Let's do that. It looks like it's the same bolt size as what I use for my camera equipment, so I always keep a handy quarter here for all the tripod stuff. Got a Pi 4 8GB at RRP. Nice! That's awesome. Yeah, I know that, oh, come on. Okay, so it's not quarter size. All right, I think we might be fine with that. We'll see. My Under 6 has one like that. It's pretty much the only good. I just want to print it to work. Any updates, Lisa, on either the Viper or the Bear? Have you gotten tracking yet for the replacement board? Oh, come on. I hit the screen with my finger. All right. It's definitely very close to where it needs to be. But yeah, it doesn't really want to move up. Okay, we're good, we're good. Cool, we're good on that one. As long as the other ones, oh wow, yeah, the other ones are already touching, so this one I just need to tighten more. Cool, 0.3. I can't believe how lucky I was with my S1 hearing other people have problems out of the box. What are the issues people are having with the S1? I haven't really heard much. Okay. I'm probably gonna have to adjust these on the fly during the first print, at least if I do a full bed print, but I'm leaving them slightly further away, I think, than it should be, just because, again, with this bed surface, it does stick to your prints, but usually it sticks just too well, and it's really easy for it to bond to it. Okay, cool. That should be good. I guess we can check center point as well. Oh, that looks too close. Yeah, it's definitely too close in the center. So we will loosen all the sides about the same turn mount. It's still a bit too loose. Or, I mean, still a bit too close. It's getting a little better. All right, we'll try it like that. If I have to adjust it, I'll adjust it on the fly, but we'll see how this goes. Okay, so we're good on that. Music's dying, or music's messing up. Oh no. Have a great night, Iggy. Music stop for anybody else? Music stopped. Yeah. Let me try this again. Connected. Music. I wonder if it's just Spotify that stopped playing. 1 second. No, Spotify's still playing. It says it's coming through here. Oh, it was just the song? I don't know. Wait. Okay, cool. We should be good. Oh, man. Has there been any updates with the whole Creality Cloud situation? I mean, I know that it was sort of the key thing being talked about on Twitter for a couple of weeks there, and it kind of just seems like I haven't heard anything about it in a little bit now. Okay, so let's see first what's on the micro SD card as far as print files go. When I upgraded my Interfy Plus with the Wham Bam FlexPlate, it was like night and day. Yeah, there's I was just talking to someone actually. Speaking of Pi sent these drivers to me. These probably 5-ish months ago now. I think it was during the V0 build. They saw me using like really small tools and sent these along with other, some other tools. And these are like one of the most handy things that I don't know how I made it this far in life without. Like an actual driver for an Allen. Instead of using the little Allen keys for the amount of building I do. And so I was just talking about those actually with someone yesterday, and FlexPlate systems are like basically the same way, where I was a little bit tardy to the party with them. I kind of thought that like, okay, yeah, like my glass works fine. I've been using it for years. Like that's just, I think in my mind I was like, it's just kind of a gimmick, and like they're sort of pricey. And then I got one and was like, oh, you've been missing out. You should have done this sooner. It's just insane. Like the main things were for me, like, and again, printers have gotten better, so even like putting a little bit more force on them, possibly they can maintain calibration. But like back in the day, you like looked at a 3D printer wrong and the bed would like warp or skew, or the acrylic frame on the printer would jack up. And so the going from like having to apply force to get your part off, which in turn would like scratch your build surface, make it where your bed would become unleveled. What else would happen? Sometimes I would like just bad things would happen to just, and you'd have to wait for it to cool down always because it was just so stuck, to just being able to like instantly take the part and just flex, snap, hit print. It was incredible. And I'll still use non-flex plate systems. Like I don't have anything against glass, and certain advanced materials just stick better to glass, or glass with some sort of additive adhesive compared to PEI. But for your general purpose 3D printing of like PLA, ABS, and PTG on powder coated PEI, it is just insane. You can tell you owned an ANET. Yes, an ANET and quite a few G-Tech or G-Tech printers prior to that as well. Okay, let me just see here. We need to load some film in a second, but I want to see what's on here. I think I really want to, I want to print a cat model, guys. We've talked, the theme of the stream is kitty cats. So should we do the Lucky Cat or should we do something different? First, let's go ahead and load up some filament. What do I have here? I actually don't have a whole lot of open PLA. Most of it's like, there's one here it's being printed with. Oh, okay, let's try this really pretty proto pasta stuff that I took off, and we'll see if it works with this spool holder actually. You know that I just said that, right? It doesn't usually work well with these spool holders. It might be okay. Yeah, I think we'll try that. Let's feed this. So let's go move, raise the Z up a little bit so that way I can feed some filament through it. I want to print a cat model. If anyone has a suggestion other than Lucky Cat, we can do something else. Otherwise, we'll just go with the classic. Okay, preheat. Set the extruder to roughly 210. The heated bed will go to 60. Let this sit for a second. Lucky Kitty, print a giant cat out of Peak. Only if you're sponsoring it. Different cat. I post a link to my go-to in the Discord. Okay, let me see what aliens got. Thingiverse. Oh, the Cali Cat. We can do a Cali Cat. I feel like it's a much simpler cat though. I mean, I guess it has overhangs, which is kind of cool, so you can see the cooling or lack thereof. Catapus? Low poly cat? All right, we're gonna do a vote. Let's do a quick poll while this is heating up. Participant, wait, can you not? There we go, poll. All right, so our options are gonna be, add option. Wait, can I not remove? Oh, here we go, okay. So, options are Cali Cat, low poly cat, that's a classic, low poly cat, or the classic, which is our friend the Lucky Cat. Not Lucky Cat, Lucky Cat. Which cat to print? Question mark. All right, let's see. We don't use polls enough. Wait. Oh, okay, cool. All right, vote now. Oh, Luck Cat's supposed to be Lucky Cat, so that was my bad. Okay, what am I doing? That is the question. Okay, let's load the material in. Raise this up a little bit. I feel like this is the perfect song for Zarent to just go to sleep to. He said he was in bed, and he said that he was watching in bed. And if he stops responding, he went to sleep. This is like the perfect lullaby song. Cool. Such a pretty filament. I've had this filament just sitting completely sealed for probably about a year now. And then I just busted it out a couple days ago. Forgot about it. This is Protopasta HT PLA, and it is called Watermelon Crush, which I think is a really good name for it. Okay, so what's going on now? Cali Cat's at... Wait, how come I can only see Cali Cat? Oh, here we go. Okay, 27 votes. Ooh, it's close. Cali Cat and Low Poly Cat are, we'll let it run for, until I actually, let's get this, let's see if they've got a profile on the SD card really quick here. Let's see. Dude, competition's fierce. I feel like I wish I had a good like, Cali Cat takes the lead. Oh, Low Poly Cat pushes ahead by 3%. I can't do like horse race voice, but it would be fun. Especially, was it the Kentucky Derby that just passed? Pretty sure. Like, get the Kira profile. It's better. I will look around for a good profile later on, but for right now, just I try to do most things at the beginning just completely stock. Oh wow, they have their own slicer. Interesting. Okay, so yeah, I lied. Let's do this. Yeah, we'll use Kira. They do have some instructions in there. Are you sure you want to cancel? Oh, we'll just, there you go. Opening up. Ooh, Low Poly Cat, 44%. I'd say we've got about like 2 or 3 more minutes before I grab the winner. Oh, you know what? It's also 125. So yeah, here's what we're gonna do. 5 more minutes of voting on Kitty while I figure this out, and then I'm going to post the giveaway. We're giving away a spool of Polymaker filament internationally to anyone. So in 5 minutes or 4 minutes time now, we'll open that up so that way we can get that going, and that'll run. We'll have that open for 30 minutes, then we'll do the spinny faces or spinny names. Spinny faces could be fun. Okay, add printer. I'm assuming that they don't have it built in here yet, still, right? Oh, Kingroon? Oh, what do you know about that? Okay, well that was a lot easier than I was expecting it to be. Cool. Well, I like that. That makes it a lot easier. Look at that, it even has the model for it so you can see the bed offset from the base. Very cool. Ooh, Cali Cat came back. Oh man. Cali Cat is back, dude. This is, Aaron's gonna come home and be like, what was the highlight of your day? I'm like, the cat races, the great cat races of 511. I don't like the angle on this direct drive. The angle of the direct drive? What do you mean? It looks basically very similar to a Titan Aero? Is that the word I'm looking for? Titan Aero? Titan extruder, not Aero. It reminds me of a Titan extruder, like a clone of it. My first ever spiral print, I tried a Low Poly Cat and learned about spiral printing on non-vertical surfaces. Cali Cat, you're wrong. Giveaway link hasn't been posted yet. I'm gonna post it in 3 minutes. I'll take by the plate. Dude, we'll hook you up. Alien, we'll have you a special guest call in just to do the cat races. Yeah, giveaway link hasn't been posted yet. I'm gonna post it. It'll be pinned in chat in 2 minutes once this ends. I don't wanna run them at the same time. Probably toss a reverse Bowden tube on there, to be honest, but should be fine. Yeah, I agree with the travel distance. It wouldn't hurt to have some sort of a reverse Bowden on there to help with guiding it. Maybe like mount it somewhere here or towards the top of this. That way, oh, you can't see what I'm doing. You guys are looking at my screen. Okay, I think it's Cali Cat for the win. It's pretty evident that the people have spoken, and Cali Cat is what we're going with here. So we will do that. Let's see. Cali Cat. Hello, kitty. All right, we'll do 0.2. I'm fine with that. 3 walls are fine. 4 top and bottom is fine. 20% is overkill for this little kitty, but that's like my. It's been basically my magic number for printing since I started printing. And let's see, that's fine. Skirt, that's fine. 4 lines is a little bit overkill. Cool. All right. Perfect. Cat time it is. I found an interesting cat on printables. Check Discord for the link. Okay. Oh, that'd be so funny if we just started printing cats every stream, so when Aaron comes home, there's different cats. Oh. She would hate that. Oh man. Okay, I'll take a look at the. Let me see. 300. No. For the first print, we're gonna go nice and slow. What did Lisa say? Cat dog, not Cali Cat. We can't afford to have the win go to Alien. Oh no. That's right, we're all just inflating Alien. Giant cat on the Switchfire next week. I'm not against doing a cat next week as well. Well, let me check out the cat that you sent over real quick, and then we'll get this print going. And then I'll get the giveaway going. Let's see. Project Revive the AM8. Oh, that's something different. Live streams. I'm looking at the wrong stuff. Printables. Oh my God. Bunny cat. I don't know how I feel about that. It's crazy looking. Just print Cali Cat on every stream, and she asks why. It's for calibrate. Yeah, right? Cali Cat looks like the Modbot cat. Oh, I guess, right? It kind of has that robotic. God, that is a very strange looking kitty. All kitties are great, but that is a very odd one. Okay, let's go ahead and plug this in. The second I see the first layer go down, I will get the we are live streaming. I'll get the giveaway opened up. Let's see. Cali Cat. All right. Move this little piece of bunny cat equals scary. I agree, Lisa. I definitely decided that I'm not going to be attempting to push it. Okay, so clearly there needs to be a little bit of an offset because it is purging off of the bed, which is funny because this Saturday's video is on XY offsets because I've gotten that question a ton. Okay, it's too far away. Quickly adjust the knobs. Looking better. Looks like it's still a little bit too far away. It's so funny, the nozzle seemed really close, but clearly it wasn't very close. Just my head really close to the... Is that how small the base is? No way. 1 second. Just do what I do, talk about something for a couple of months and then just buy it. I have a feeling that So I'm big on, I think communication is key, especially in a relationship, any form of relationship. But I'm not gonna lie, I do think this might be one of those situations, those rare situations where it's better to just do it and ask for forgiveness than permission. I would like to not have to do that, because I know that she'll love the cat. Like, I know she will. She wasn't raised with cats, so other than a small bit of exposure to my cat when she lived with me for a couple of months, she just hasn't really been exposed to the cats. It's looking good. It's looking really good. Okay. Oh, excuse me. Oh, geez. Dang, either the printer came assembled or I've been swamped and it came nearly assembled, DC. I will take no credit for doing much of anything with this. Man, this really put me back on the top after my crushing defeat last week. Yeah, we've basically been talking about cats. We have, gosh, yeah, we've talked about cats. That is the theme of today's stream. Okay, so let me figure out this giveaway really quick here for everybody. All right, so DC knows. I filled in DC prior to this, but let me get this going. I can't multitasking. I think I'm good at multitasking until nothing gets done and I realize I'm not as good at multitasking as I thought I was. Okay, so here we go. I've got the link, shorten link, copy, pasting this in chat, paste, yes, nope. Okay, can I not? Copy. User error, of course. There we go, form. Okay, so that is going to be pinned. We're gonna let this run until roughly 2 p.m. my time, which is in 26 minutes. So anyone that wasn't here right at the beginning, I wanna give a huge thank you and excited sort of announcement, it is an announcement, that Polymaker is sponsoring the streams. I've reached out to them about a month ago, twice, and wasn't able to get a hold of them. I finally got a hold of somebody over there, and we've been talking quite heavily over the last week, and I sort of pitched what I would like, and they were completely happy to support that. And so starting from this stream onward, Polymaker is sponsoring 1 spool per stream with international shipping, and you should be able to pick at least, I would say, like out of their standard filament, like PLA. I would imagine PLA, ABS, PTG are probably all fine. They didn't have any limitations saying like it's just the PLA. I can get clarity on that as well, but the way it'll work is after the stream ends, I will reach out to whomever, or you can ping me on Discord, and I will send you a form that's through Polymaker, and you just enter in your name, your address, and the serial number for the spool on their website that you'd like, and then they'll get it shipped out to you. So super exciting. I also did sign up for their affiliate program because I would like to support them, and in turn it supports the stream. So if you are going to be purchasing a spool of Polymaker filament, the link will be in the description, and each spool purchased, I don't know the exact percentages, but some portion of that will go back to the stream to be able to help for giveaways, hardware, gear, all that sort of stuff. So I'm really excited, and I think that's awesome, and I'm sure that there will be other projects or things like that that I'll be working on with them, but for now, that is the news, and I think it's really, really great. I know they will give ABS. Okay, cool. Yeah, I would imagine PLA, ABS, and probably PETG are within that category. I don't think that if you type in carbon fiber nylon that's going to be something that they'll give away, but for your standard materials, I would imagine any of them are fine. Yes, Chikaro, everyone can enter, doesn't matter location at all. It does look well put together. The only weird thing is the satellite power supply. They should have figured out a way to put it under the base. Yeah, so I agree, CNC, but also the thing that I will say is that this power supply is just connected via this barrel jack connector that's fairly long. And so I don't know if you heard earlier, but if you did want to enclose the machine, that is as convenient as it gets for being able to just pull the power supply out of the enclosure, you know, to then basically heat up the enclosure. But for those that aren't wanting to enclose it, yeah, I do agree it's a little bit funky. And for myself, how are the gardeners back? There's no way. For myself, I will be seeing if someone said there's a mod, so I'll probably be printing out some sort of attachment for it, I think. Peak? No, not Peak. I'm currently printing with Polymaker PLA White. Yeah, I love Polymaker. Prusa Mini that I have that's over there, I have another Prusa Mini that I reprinted, and the silver or the gray is in their PETG, and I also have a ton of their material here that I've been meaning to print with, but so far I've printed with their PLA, Polylite PLA, Polylite PETG, and their I think Polylite ABS. I have some of their ASA right here that I've been meaning to print with, and I've also printed with a ton of their Polyterra. Polyterra I really, really like as well. Is everyone able? Yeah, cool. 33 entries so far, 34 entries, nice. When is the ERCF stream starting? That is a great question. So I still need to continue printing out parts. I made a pretty good dent. Like I was aggressively printing out parts and then I stopped because I got busy, and like I said, I think I can multitask, but apparently I can't. So I'm gonna try to resume printing out parts. Today's Wednesday. Maybe tonight or tomorrow to see how many I can crank out. And then I believe Fabrico is going to be sponsoring an ERCF kit, so I need to talk to Fabrico about that a little bit. Ideally we start the ERCF build in 2 to 3-ish weeks. Unless we decide we want to do the Voron 0.1 mods first, because I did just place an order with Fabrico. I bought I talked about earlier, but like the Kirami bed, that's probably not how it's said, as well as the LGX Lite, Belted Z, Clicky Probe, LCD screen, and a few other things. So that is definitely going to be a pretty good series. I don't know how long that will take, but I would imagine many, many streams for all the mods and all the configuring within Klipper. So I don't know if that will go before, but I will try to announce and post it well ahead of time, so that way if you want to hang out, you can, because that's something I'm super excited for as well. Hey, what's going on, Carl? What did I miss? I was fixing Apache SSL certs. Whew. Not a ton. I mean, we got the print going. We've talked a lot about cats, as well as the giveaway that's going on. Make sure you get into the giveaway. And wow, chat rolled up really quickly on me. I looked over and said, when is ERCF stream starting? And then a bunch of stuff happened. If I had one of these, I'd swap to a Prusa Mini Delta PS. Oh, gotcha. Okay. I saw Delta, it threw me off, but Delta PSU, gotcha. I print all my Voron parts with their ASA. It's good. Yeah, I'm excited to the next Voron that I build, which I don't know what that'll be yet, but I will be building a Voron at some point. I don't know which one yet or how it's all happening, but I need to feed the Voron addiction. I'll call it that. I will be using Polymaker ABS or ASA. I don't know which one yet. It depends on color and availability and stuff like that. But I've done eSun for one of the builds, and I've done 3D. Why is my brain not working? That was a spool falling. Fusion filaments, and then I've also done 3DX Tech for the Vorons I've done so far. So the next one will absolutely be Polymaker material as well. You should get a roll of their PC PBT. I don't know if I've heard of that. I might have to add that to my list, because on the main channel I do. It's not incredibly frequent because I don't have an excuse. It's not incredibly frequent, but like we do explore spools of material. And we started off with all the basics. Like I didn't do PLA because I just feel like there's so much content on it. But like we've done PETG, ABS, ASA, HIPS, polypropylene, nylon, carbon fiber nylon, I think glass filled nylon, wood fill, copper fill. Like so we've done like, we started with the basics and we're kind of branching out into these like sort of niche or just cool, weird materials. So that maybe will be one that I'll add to my list, the PC PBT. I have to look into it a little bit more. I honestly, this is the first time I've heard about it. Kingroom's own YouTube channel has them putting the PSU underneath. Okay, cool. That's good to know. We're doing a Sidewinder stream next week. Yep. Next week will be a hangout and just print with a Sidewinder stream. I have been doing some ABS printing with it, and feel like I've got it in a pretty good place. Not that we have to print ABS for the next week. We can try another material. But yeah, you guys haven't really seen it because we went from building it, and then there was a gap of the week for the wedding, and then we had the giveaway last week where I had it looking all pretty there, but between the last stream and that point, I've done a lot of stuff to it. Like the enclosure was added, the LEDs were wired up and ran. I've played around with making a super slicer profile a little bit. I've done, what have I done? Clean up on the wires. Like quite a bit of stuff's happened to it. So yeah, it absolutely needs just like a hangout, look pretty, print something while we talk about it / the build, and just talk 3D printing. So yeah, next week will be just a laid back stream that I'm super excited for. And then we'll probably either the stream after that dive into the next big multi-stream project, or there'll be one more. I don't know. There might be something else coming too that's cool. So we'll see. But yeah, next week, all I know is next week. I can't look that far in the distance, my brain. All right, we got 43 responses so far. I'm gonna end the poll. I just realized that I said that I didn't want to multi-run things. So the winner with Cali Cat clearly won. Thank you for everyone that voted. These are the tough decisions that we have to make on stream, is which is the correct cat. I now have a cat I adopted 2 years ago because I needed a younger cat that I wasn't hospice for. How many cats do you have, Lisa? I know you also have a, I don't know if it's your cat or if it's a family member, or cat. I don't know if it's your dog or a family member's dog, but the husky, right? You've posted quite a few photos of a husky. Let's see, what am I missing? We're doing a switch wire, yes, I saw that. Lots of talking. DFH, oh no. Had an aluminum mount, oh wow. That's awesome. I watched newer builds yesterday. It took a while, though I think it was still in beta at the time. Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's been some revisions. If I looked at the GitHub and saw some of the dates, I do think we're definitely after he built his, so I'm sure there's been some changes. Oh, okay, you know what? Yeah, the Voron 0.1 mods might happen before the ERCF build. Maybe. And the reason for that is I plan on converting the switch wire to a LGX, and maybe LGX Revo, and I would also like to throw a stealth burner on it. And because of the mounting situation for attaching the ERCF, I might want to wait for that to happen. But I'm not. None of this is guaranteed. This is just me, like my brain. Let's see. Order some socks. B Thomas, 400 in the chat. How's 2.4 build? V2 is my favorite. I don't know if I said hi to you, Dane. How's it going? Steve, my Trident is in Prusa ASA. I have only used Prusa PETG and PLA, and it was really high quality. It's been great. Hey, Filament Stories, how's it going? More weird materials. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I saw your comment on the wood fill video that I just did. Also, thank you for your comment on the stream. I really appreciate it from last week's stream. Pizza day. I will order pizza next week. We have not done pizza stream, and I don't think I've ordered pizza recently. It's all been Red Baron from the freezer. So I'll order some pizza. Next week will be a pizza and chill and print stream. That sounds awesome. Giveaway is not US only, Ben. Giveaway is international. Polymaker is now officially sponsoring a filament spool giveaway per stream. And so each stream will give away one at some point, and it is international. So no, anywhere you are, except for maybe a weird exception of like an island somewhere that it's not accessible by airplane, but like everywhere that is accessible by a postman should be absolutely fine. My friend has a husky and 3 cats. There are 2, okay, gotcha. What's your friend? International, join, I run 2 LGX mosquitoes and I love it as a, yeah, that's I still haven't, well, that's not true. When I was working at Matter Hackers, I did have access to a mosquito that I played around with a little bit, but for very little. I haven't had much experience printing with the mosquitoes, which is just primarily due to the price. It's just, it's pricey, and I'm not saying that it's not worth the price, but it's just really pricey. And I do think that there's a lot of situations where like you get to a point where it's 99% good, and then you spend a lot more to get that extra 1%. And I'm not saying it's only 1% better than another hot end, so I'm not saying that, but it's just, some of the other hot ends out there are so good. Like I've been perfectly content with most modern hot ends. Like the Micro Swiss on the Crowleys work fine for me. The Dragonflies have been great. The Dragons have been great. The Revos, I don't know. I have 2 of them and I still haven't installed them. But like most modern hot ends have been really good. and I haven't had clogging issues, and they've been able to have a really high flow of melting for the speeds I print at. So I just haven't made the jump yet. I'm sure eventually I will. The one that Tom put on his V2.4 looked absolutely insane, like almost meme worthy. It was so big. But yeah, I'll probably play with one at one point. I just haven't so far. Dragonfly is an awesome little hot end. Appreciate AC is great. Love your last stream. Yeah, thank you very much. I saw last stream actually got quite a few comments after the fact, more so than a normal stream, and there was just a lot of really nice positive comments. So thank you to everyone. Again, last week was our insane giveaway, and Erin's first time on any live stream, or really other than one other time being on camera, and she was a little unsure about it, and ended up saying that she had so much fun. I think we all had a lot of fun. So again, thank you everyone that joined and everyone that, you know, partook in one way or another. We had a really good time, and the whole day afterwards felt like we were kind of riding on that high of like, yeah, that was really fun. That was really cool. So on the Revo, still no copper plated nozzle or steel. I know. I am shocked that they have not released a abrasive nozzle. I've got both of mine in this box, and originally I had plans for them, and then the plans shifted because it's, again, me, indecisive me. But I just have right now the stock 0.4 tip that comes on it. Oh, you know what? I think it's not focusing because I have tap focus on. Yeah, I do, because, yeah. Yeah, I just have, so I got one of the Revo 6s, one of the Revo Micros, and had plans for them. Plans changed. And I will probably be picking up one of each of the different size nozzles, but I haven't so far. The quick swapping to me is definitely a cool feature, and I planned on making a video on the Revos, and it never happened as well. I didn't want to do a technical review or video because Tom's CNC Kitchen, there's at least 2 other channels that are slipping my mind, did very technical videos on them, like far surpassing my technical knowledge or capabilities, but I wanted to talk about them from like a practicality standpoint. And for me, like, one of the key things is the quick swapping nozzles is cool and all, but that's not really what's the most exciting aspect. To me, it's the no longer having to worry about over torquing your nozzle to where you're maybe damaging your heat break or stripping something, or under tightening it and having a leaky, goopy hot end. And yes, you know, people might say like, oh, but that never happens to me. And that's fair. You know, it hasn't happened to me much in the last 8 years, but it has happened like once or twice. And even if the Revo is more expensive than, say, like a no-name hot end, all it takes is, you know, like one time, or like the nozzles, right? Let's say the nozzles, they are much more expensive, like 20 bucks versus, you know, pennies on the dollar for a knockoff one. All it takes is like one time that it floods and destroys your nozzle, your heat break, your heat sink, all that stuff. And it's like, was it worth it? Because then you also have to consider the time it takes to either clean it up or try to disassemble everything and reseat it. So for me, the one of the biggest like pluses is just the eliminating, removing some margin for error. Like that to me is incredibly powerful, and just is something that for people making 3D printing accessible to the most amount of people, like that is sort of one way to do it, is take the question mark out of it, where again, you no longer have to hot tighten it, I don't believe, because the threads are in the cold zone, and again, the preciseness of the tightening isn't an issue anymore. So that's what I really, really like about it. Just ordered a Dragon, Fattiest Dragon High Flow, looking forward. Nice. Oh, the new, is it the High Flow that has been out for a while, or the new one? Because I think they released a new High Flow that looks insane. I wish that all filament manufacturers gave the hex color code, and the Pantone, at least Polymaker, gives you the hex color code. Agreed, as well. They are mad overpriced. I'm sure they take print farm abuse super well. Can increase this can is real. Why are inks just shoved into it? It was a good stream last week. Thanks, Carl. They did show a picture of Obsidian nozzle. Yeah, I know. Didn't they even have an Obsidian nozzle at the trade show where they announced Revo? I swear they had a couple at their booth. I imagine it's just like a manufacturing issue. Maybe they're more difficult to manufacture. I would imagine that, you know, creating the Revo nozzles is much more difficult than a standard small nozzle. So Oh, excuse me. They did show in a picture. It was awesome last week. I'm super happy Aaron enjoyed it. Yeah, it was so freaking, it was so fun. It was such a good time. I buy a Vorn Revo Micro as soon as you have copper. In some promotional video, I heard that they say that they had a hardened nozzle will be available within, oh, okay, I hope so. Don't underestimate yourself, Tunky. Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, I mean, I do think that, you know, like I have knowledge in 3D printing, and like that's why people want to watch, and that's why I like sharing what I do, both the trials and many errors that, you know, that I learn. But I do, like, you know, also at the same time think that like Tom and Stefan, like with their background in engineering, there's just a certain level of like technical knowledge that they have that like it's over my head. Like it just is, and I'm fine with admitting that. Like I appreciate that level of technical video, because there's certain things that, whether it's machinery or whether it's graphing or rating systems, where it's just like I don't have the knowledge or like the way of doing some of those things. But then I do think also that, you know, like everyone that creates content has their place, because typically I think that where my goal has always been to kind of be is somewhere between like the very, very complex and sort of like very, very beginner. And the goal is to sort of take the things from up here that seem very complicated and break them down into more of an understandable either verbiage or format, and then kind of like feed them. Like that's sort of how, when I originally got into YouTube in general, the main purpose was to help people back then with Xbox repair and hacking stuff. Most of the stuff was in forums, and it was very complex to understand. And when I finally figured it out, I was like, this isn't so complicated. It's just not documented very well, or like it's just not explained in a way that makes it where it's easy to understand. And so I was able to sort of like transform that information into like here's what's really being said. So that's sort of the place where I've tried to do my best to maintain, is kind of that middle ground. And I've been really happy here, because coming from not having a background in engineering or like really any of this stuff, and just having been in it now for 8 years and been in the industry through, you know, previous jobs and stuff, I like being able to take things that seem complicated and making them understandable for more people. Like I really enjoy that. And when I explain something to someone and I see like the aha moment, it's a really nice feeling to me. It makes me happy. Like, yes, like, you know, we've got it. So, you know, hey, Nero's here. What's going on, man? Thank you very much for joining the ModBot army. Did you remember to order one of those Raspberry Pis? We are so in 5 minutes we'll do our giveaway. What's going on, Nero? Everyone, please say hi to Nero if you have not already. I clearly missed his entrance. Have you heard anything actually, like since you're here, have you heard anything about the Obsidian nozzles, Nero, as far as updates go? Someone said that they heard that in a recent video, I think that they're about 2 months out. Gotta run and try to sleep. Make sure to send me photos of the Cali cat. My ego needs it. Yeah, we'll draw in 4 minutes, and then you can go to sleep, Alien. Have you been using your Kingroon, Nero, at all? We were just talking we're talking about basically, like, I hadn't really heard of this printer very much until a couple of months ago. I saw a YouTube channel that does a lot of farm. Let me go big cam while I'm talking. I saw a YouTube channel that does, well, they're more of a print service / print farm that also now makes YouTube videos. And they were running like 20 of these machines, and the guy swore by them. And so that was kind of the first time I saw them, and then I didn't think much of it. But coincidentally, a couple of days later, I saw in the ModBot Army Discord a few people talking about this machine, just saying that, like, yeah, it's like kind of slept on. Like, it's pretty impressive for what you get, and it's also like incredibly moddable, and there's a lot of easily accessible mods for it. And so I, at that point, was like, okay, maybe I'm kind of interested in getting one of these in, and just with the intention of modding it to hell, basically. So the game plan as of right now is Klipper, some form of crazy hot end / extruder combo. GFunny did show that they actually have a mount for the afterburner on here. So either an afterburner or some kind of like an LGX light setup, but so far, I mean, I pushed down on the X-axis and the arm is fairly stiff for being a cantilever design. No hot tightening makes Revo worth it for me. Yeah, I mean, no more risk of burning. I may or may not know things of which I cannot confirm. Thanks for the answer that leaves the question wide open. I got from a community mod on E3 that Zodiac is licensed. Ooh, that's awesome. I hope that's true because I know that, you know, it's my understanding that the cold end of the Revo is open source, but the hot end, so the nozzle, the heat break, that whole combination is what's patented. And so the only way company could use it is if there was licensing going on, and I wasn't sure, I don't know how that all works, like in terms of what's the cost of the licensing or, you know, whether people would take advantage of it. But if Zodiac does do that, that would be really cool. Because I've been running, I think it's the first Voron Zero, has been running a Zodiac in it for 5-ish months now, and it's been a really good nozzle. So but I also think that the Obsidian from E3D is going to be killer based off of if they're saying it's going to be the replacement for the Nozzle X, which was already a really solid nozzle, it has to be a really good nozzle. I never knew you worked for Matter Hackers until you talked a little bit about it at the big stream. Yeah, from 2018, I got hired on Valentine's Day 2018, and till August of 2021, I was with them. Video next weekish. Oh, nice. Okay, it's very basic but decently solid. Yeah, for the price point of right now, it looks like it's $180. I wasn't expecting anything too crazy, but for someone that just wants to get either a very low-cost 3D printer to test it out, or for somebody that knows, because like, so for the Prusa Mini, which I pulled out of the box a little bit ago to like have the difference side by side. So like, there's quite a few people I know that have the Prusa Mini and they've done quite a bit of modding to it. Like they've changed the extruder out for the Bondtech extruder, Bondtech heat break, now, you know, the Revo and a few other things to it. And so kind of my thought process was, well, my intent with the Prusa printers was to just have something that is just kind of like old reliable, that's stock, I run it as is, it just does its thing, I don't do anything insane with it. So in my opinion, and I'm not saying that this is a Prusa by any means, but I'm just saying if you're looking for a low-cost cantilever style machine and you're already planning on doing all these mods to the Prusa Mini, like this is like half the price, and you can take that 150, 100, or you know, whatever $100 dollars you're saving and use that for all the mods and do, you know, clipper, better hot end, better extruder and stuff like that. So again, it seems stiff. Yeah, I'm sure that the linear rails are incredibly cheap, but I was saying earlier that the linear rails I've gotten off of AliExpress that are sort of no name, they've been pretty good. Like as long as I give them a good cleaning and then use the lube on them and, you know, make sure that they're sort of prepped correctly, like I've had pretty good results with them. So I do think that for someone that's just kind of looking for a machine that's a base canvas and it's easy to access everything for modding, like it's pretty solid little, seems pretty solid. I can't fully review it considering I've had it out of the box for about an hour, but from initial impressions, that's what it feels like so far. Yes, yeah, I did open it up earlier on. Oh, Monoprice Select Mini. Yeah, that was probably my third printer, the little cantilever guy. I did open it up earlier because some in chat said that there is an MCU on some of the boards that are not Klipper compatible, and did confirm that the MCU in this was Klipper compatible. So I did open it up and take a look at it, and there's a lot of expansion port capability too. I saw a BL Touch, an extra, looks like an extra stepper motor port, which might have been for a secondary Z-axis. It looks like an ESP32 socket if you want to do that, and then at least a couple other things inside there as well. So, and it looks like plenty of room for a Raspberry Pi, at least a Raspberry Pi Zero 2, which is probably what I'm going to be using for this eventually. Let's see. Oh, you know what? We need to do a giveaway. Is E3D stuff they do is just nice. Yeah, I agree. Do you want to do when the mini stealth burner will be a public beta? Year 3, we promise not to tell you. Chip linear rails have gotten pretty good over the years. Yeah, I know that you, I've seen you mention that a couple times. I only, so it's like bittersweet because I only got into Voron stuff when the world was in lockdown and there was bottlenecks in terms of supply chain, so everything went up in price. But the plus side of getting into it now is that I didn't go through the what sounds like the era of really crap parts was from AliExpress. Everything I've ordered, knock on wood, has been relatively what I would consider at least passable, you know, passable quality. Yeah, it's MKS Robin. Okay. I didn't, it very well maybe, and they just rebadged it to say, I think it said Kingroon version 1.3, but it's probably just that they're not rebadging it, but basically getting a slightly different silk screen on it. Yeah, print's looking good. Overhang on the cat's tail looks awesome. Okay, we need to do a drawing so that way Alien can go to sleep. Let me really quickly grab all this really quick here. That's right, I figured out last time a way to make this work and not be terrible. Okay, Control C, so there should be 52 people in the giveaway. We're gonna do Wheel of Names. Oh, it still has it from last week. That was insane. All right, let's clear out everybody. Is there a big, nope, Control A. That didn't work. Control A. All right, I like this wheel. Thank you, GFunny. GFunny is the one that created this wheel, and it's definitely, it's pretty cool. Oh, Tunky just got in. Tunky! Yeah, I'll get you anybody. 1 second, let me go off of here so I don't share everyone's emails again. Okay, there's 2 last people here that made it in. Nobody else. We've had plenty of time. Okay. All right, Tunky and Asker, you both got in. No worries, I know you've been here the whole time. Okay, so back to here. Just to, as one more time, a huge, like, words are tough today. As a refresher on how this is gonna work. So this is the first stream giveaway that's sponsored by Polymaker. So from today and for the foreseeable future, we're doing 1 spool giveaway at the end of each stream. International shipping, and it should be for like any of their PLAs, any of their ABSs, and probably PTGs. I can get specifics as time goes on, but I didn't want to hold off doing the first giveaway. And the way it'll work is, once the stream ends, I will be sending, either reach out to me or I'll contact you if I don't instantly see something from the winner, sending you a form. And with that form, it's through Polymaker's platform, and you'll just give them your name, your address, the serial number, or the SKU for the specific spool that you want, and then it'll all be taken care of. So it should be really simple, which I'm very, very happy about and excited for. So good luck to everybody. Yeah, let's do the thing. 3, 2, 1, and good luck. Yeah, super awesome at Polymaker. Please, anybody that's like on Twitters or anything, Carl? Hey, Carl! Nice, dude. Oh, that's not the camera one. Congratulations! I still have the from last stream. We've got a little bit of the confetti for Carl, and then I've also got the crazy cheering sound. That's awesome, man! Congratulations, dude. So yeah, Carl, you, I can get a hold of you, or you can get a hold of me. It doesn't matter. But I will, if I don't hear from you in the next couple of hours, I'll reach out to you and get you the form. But yeah, that's super exciting. So anybody that is on any of the, yeah, the confetti was for the 10,000, not 10,000, the 1,000 subscriber stream. And I don't plan on having it all the time because I find it aggressively distracting. But for the giveaway, it's a little bit fun. But yeah, anyone that's on any of the social media platforms, whether you're active on Twitter or whatever else Polymaker may be on, if you could tag them, that would be awesome. And just say thank you, Polymaker, because again, this has been the goal for months now, and to have a filament manufacturer as awesome as Polymaker that has such a diverse catalog of materials supporting the stream is great. So I'm very, very thankful, and yeah, we'll be able to do this for the foreseeable future. Yeah, that's sick. I'm super excited. That was not clapping, but hand washing. Wait, that was hand washing? One second, let me hear, one second, let me hear it one more time. No, that sounds like a crowd of people cheering. All right, let's take a look at this. Let me bring y'all in for a closer view. We probably, I think that, let's see, where are we at percent-wise? We're at 71%, so we'll probably hang for a little bit longer, and then today's stream will be relatively short. Let me tap in on this. Does that work? Can we see that? Yeah, that looks pretty good. And then, yeah, we'll playing out for a little bit, and then we'll probably call it. We're at 2 hours and 10 minutes right now, because the building streams that are going to be coming up will be super long. So next week, as a recap, we'll do the Hangout stream and print on the switch wire, just talk about it, look at it, talk 3D printing, eat some pizza. I'm going to order pizza, so it will be that kind of a stream. And then either the following stream after that, so in 2 weeks from today, or the following stream after that, is when we'll start the next build, which is either going to be taking apart the original Voron 0.1 that I built and adding a ridiculous amount of mods to it that I just ordered, or possibly starting the ERCF, unless something else comes up between now and then. Let's see, Tunky says, now I have to try Polymaker myself. Any recommendations on a color of PLA? So I really, oh, Printed Solid raised their prices? I didn't know that. I can't say I'm surprised though, just because of how expensive everything is. I don't think it's them doing it to like, say like, this is the price we were and now everyone loves it, we're raising it. Like, I have a feeling it's supply chain issues or that their raw materials are getting more expensive. I really do like their material. For Polymaker, what type of material are you wanting to get? Where did the, Tunky. Yeah, what type of material? Oh, PLA, duh. Okay, so for PLA, I really like their, before the last few months, I had used their Polylite stuff, and their Polylite PLA is really vibrant. Their Polyterra, I wouldn't say it's as vibrant. It's sort of like, it's much more of a pastel. Well, this is a black, that's not, black won't do a really great job of me showing you. I've got a couple, there's ones, they're all loaded, which is a little annoying right now. Let's see if we can see this one. So if you're wanting kind of a cool, and they're also matte to an extent. I'm just gonna cut it off. I don't have time to heat up the hot end. Okay, so this is, that's ugly. That's not a good, this is not gonna work. Let's see here. Maybe. Well, it's a little bit aggressive on the focusing. So this is, which color is lilac? No, Arctic teal. So Polyterra, they have a lot of pastel-y color, pastel-y, that's not a word either. They have a lot of pastel colors, that's an ugly shot. And I like that because there's some really unique colors, but the other thing I like is that it's fairly matte. A lot of PLAs have a lot of gloss to them, and I'm not saying there's anything wrong with a glossy PLA, but if you look at, let me see, oh, you know what? If I zoom out, like there we go, because that's how cameras work. So if you look at these side by side, sort of, this is a different company I've had for a long time, and this is Polyterra. There's just less reflection on the Polyterra, which I kind of like. If you want more reflection, I would say that their Polylite series typically is a bit more glossy, but yeah, the Polyterra's got some like more of a matte element to it, and I like that because it's not, I don't feel it's as common for PLAs. PLAs are generally pretty glossy. Yeah, this color is really freaking cool. Congrats on 1K on, we hit 1K on Discord? Really? Oh, what? How cool. That's awesome. Thank you, everyone. We were at, like, I think before the stream, 991 people in the Modbot Army Discord, and we just hit 1,000. It's crazy seeing a 4-digit. That's so cool. Yeah, that's insane. Thank you, everybody. The Discord was something that we started, I think, March of last year. So we had our 1-year anniversary, and I'd wanted to do it for a while, but I had never ran. Let me look at my, I can't see what I look like in the stream or if I'm even, okay, so it's on the printer. Yeah, this is like the most boring. Let me at least get, while I'm talking about stuff, let me at least get you guys something that's a nice view. The Discord is something I'd wanted to do for quite a long time, but I had never ran a Discord before other than like me and my 4 friends playing video games and posting memes. And so I didn't really know how to do it or what it would entail or how many people would enjoy it. And it's turned into this like beautiful community of awesome people helping each other and like what feels almost like this 3D printing family. And the streaming stuff is absolutely an extension of that. But I'm just super thankful with how far the Discord has come, and it's insane to me that there's now 1,000 people in there, you know, showing off projects, helping each other, just talking about things. The off-topic section was a section we started, and now there's a channel for food, animals, video games, and vehicles. So there's been a lot of friendships that have formed in the Discord as well, which is just super cool to see. So thank you everybody. It's awesome, and it's definitely far surpassed anything that I could have dreamed of when I decided to hit create on, you know, the server a year and a couple months ago now. So time for a 1K giveaway. It'll be a bit before we do anything like the giveaway stream we did last week. I enjoyed it heavily, but it was a couple months of prep work from contacting manufacturers, and the last week has been a huge portion of it, emailing back and forth with manufacturers and shipping stuff out. So I will absolutely do something like that again, but it'll be a little bit before we can do something to that scale. Polyterra is good for support removal. Polylight or Polymax is a better layer adhesion for the same reasons. That's true. So Polyterra, I agree, their support breaks away really, really nicely. I haven't tested it as far as strength goes in comparison to their regular Polylight stuff, but maybe that is a possibility as well, that for functional applications, the Polylight or Polymax might have better interlayer adhesion. Yeah, the pastels are awesome. I've printed with their lavender. We've printed with that on stream actually. So there's lavender, the teal. I have their pastel yellow loaded on the Viper or the Cobra over here that's been printed. Oh, dude, there we go. What? I forgot, like this is a stream, right? I should be showing things, not just talking the whole time. Check it out. So this is their, this is the Polyterra yellow. The teeth right here, there's a little bit of a slip, and that wasn't either the Cobra's fault or the material's fault. I used Prusa Slicer's slim supports because I love them so much, but I should have reinforced a little bit around that teeth because it was building up off of such a narrow or skinny point. But yeah, this is the Polyterra yellow, and it's a super cool yellow. It's sort of that light, more pastel-y tone, not as glossy, and the model, if anyone wants to print it, it's the Cubone from Chaos Cortec, and they sort of they did this design initially on like their sugar skulls, and they started doing them to some like different models like this Pokemon, and it's just, I love the detail. I think it looks super cool, and there's just so much going on. If anyone's interested, I could link this somewhere as well. It will be in the video review for the Cobra because it was printed on the Cobra, but yeah, very, very, very cool. Very cool stuff. I feel like this is a preview of what next week's stream is going to be like. I'm not gonna have anything cool to show everybody because we're already, oh, Aaron's here? Can I change the cam? Oh, did I screw up? Is Aaron here? I didn't see, Aaron, hi everyone, see you soon, honey. Oh, cool. Dude, she's gonna walk, okay. We have to stream until she gets home because I want to show her the cat. I want to hear what she says when we show her the cat, if everyone's cool with that. It'll probably be a couple more minutes. Nice color. A cat mask. That was printed. Yeah, the yellow was really nice. 5K. We can absolutely do something big like that. Going out for a bit. I'm not back for a stream. I just wanted to say thanks as always. You rock. Oh yeah, thanks Chikro. Thanks for hanging out. If you're not back, I will see you hopefully next week, man. But you're awesome too, and I appreciate you hanging out. Streaming is so important with the YouTube 3D printing world, in my honest opinion. It makes having contact with the content creators more accessible for people. Yeah, I agree. it's like twofold for me. Because I've been making regular, you know, like recorded YouTube videos for like a decade now, and on 3D printing for like 7-ish years. And it's not that I haven't made friendships or met cool people through those videos, because I absolutely have, but there's a definite difference in terms of the like relationship building aspect of it through streaming, where like I know like so many people in chat, I'm like, no, like I know like what you're doing, what you're building and stuff like that. And I really enjoyed that like sort of connectedness. And also I do think that for the sake of being able to answer questions, like I'll get questions in you know, the video or VODs, and sometimes it's hard to answer them. And part of it could be that like it just takes a long time to try to answer all of the comments, or it's very difficult for me to explain it without sort of a visual representation or like a quick back and forth conversation. So I also like this for like, hey, somebody watches a video or somebody tries to follow a tutorial and then maybe they have a question, well, they can jump over here and perhaps I can sort of explain it a little bit more or clarify a little bit. So it's like faceted, but yeah, I really do like it and enjoy it substantially. Yeah, that was printed on the Anycubic Cobra. And the profile, it was in Prusa Slicer. I used the Artillery Genius profile because I mentioned it in the wood filament video I just did, but they're super similar in terms of their footprint, and they both have direct drive extruders, so the retraction settings were quite similar. So I only tweaked a few things, and I've been really impressed with the print quality. The basket from last week's stream, this was printed on it as well. I have to zoom out, don't I? I wish there was, there we go. So this was from, the video is live on the channel, but this wood fill was printed on the Cobra, and it did an awesome job once I figured out what I was doing. And I liked that it takes standard V6 nozzles, so I was able to swap to a 0.6 for the wood fill, and then quickly swap back to a 0.4 for just kind of standard printing. This is a print I just did off of it as well. This is a Revo nozzle, like caddy holder. And the powder coated PEI flex plate gives you such a nice surface, and you know, it has no problem with threads. Tolerances have been really nice on it. So yeah, so far it's been, it's had a quirk. It's had an interesting quirk, which I'm not gonna talk about right now. I'll talk about it in the review video, so I leave a little element of a surprise. It's not really a huge deal, but there's a small quirk I've been noticing on mine that I will definitely point out at that point. But yeah, overall though, it's been quite solid. Pretty dang happy. A cat mask. Ooh, I feel like I missed. I kind of just forgot to get in bed. I'll probably run for chat a little bit. I fall asleep watching. Thomas, I probably missed you, Thomas, because it was a little bit later on, but hey, thank you, Thomas, again for hanging out. Thank you for providing the silicone socks for the giveaways, and thank you for getting everybody's, all of the winners' silicone socks shipped out. If anyone is looking for silicone socks currently he's got the Copperhead, the Mosquito, the Prusa Mini, as well as the MK3S Plus heater block. His silicone socks he makes are awesome. I've been using them on both the MK3S Plus and the Prusa Mini, and they're great. So definitely check him out. Good one. What am I missing? My body spine. I now call actual friends. Yeah, absolutely. I definitely consider DC G Funny friends a lot. I mean, a lot of the people that I've talked with in the Modbot Army Discord for an extent of time now, like they're absolutely friends, you know? Hey, what's up, Dutch? How's it going, man? No. Oh, yeah. I'm sorry, Tunky, I forgot I just showed that. Yeah, so the basket was printed with a 0.6 millimeter nozzle at a 0.3 millimeter layer height, and the Cubone mask was printed with a 0.4 millimeter nozzle and with a 0.2 millimeter layer height. Yeah, that's correct. Kind of in a rut right now, just random keyboard noodling as of late. Doing pretty good, man. Pretty low-key stream today, which is nice. Getting this assembled is certainly a lot easier than some of the builds that we've done or have been doing, which is just, it's nice to sort of change it up and have different styles of streams. I try to interact with chat as much as I possibly can, but definitely with the technical streams, it becomes a bit more difficult for me to be as engaged because I'm so focused on whatever the heck I'm doing. So a stream like this is awesome because it's just a little bit more low key and, you know, it's more of a hangout type thing. I have the Mini Sock X from Leveling Design since it came out. You know, the V1 and V2 on my Mini fits perfect and really durable. Nice, yeah. Yeah, Zerent won. Zerent was one of the winners for the 3-pack, so that's awesome. You don't need, Lisa, you don't need a 0.6 millimeter nozzle, but based off of my experience, I mentioned this in the video, and do I have that spool still, or did I? Nope, this is copper fill. This is, this is some old Hatchbox. So not all wood fills are created equal. Like this, for example, I don't think this is the original spool I bought from 2016 that I haven't used up. I think it's a secondary one I got from someone. But so this is, is Aaron home? No. This is Hatchbox wood fill, and it is substantially different to the Color Fab timber fill stuff I printed with. This stuff I printed with a 0.4 millimeter nozzle back in the day. I did not touch a 0.6 millimeter nozzle. Did I have some clogging issues? Yeah, a little bit, but not to the extent of the timber fill. The timber fill was insane, both on the brittle aspect where I swear, like if I breathed on it wrong, it would snap. So what I would say is this is, whatever wood fill you get, you can try a little bit of printing with a 0.4 nozzle and see what sort of results you get. With the timber fill, based off my current experience, for that specific line of material, I would say I would not touch it with a 0.4 millimeter nozzle. One, it's pricey. Like, I don't think Hatchbox wood fill is too expensive. The timber fill stuff is like $50 a roll, and that roll isn't a full kilogram. It's just too expensive, in my opinion, to experiment long-term with. Like, it's not only does it hurt that the print's failing, but it's hurting knowing that, like, that was like $10 of material that just is gone now. So I would say for that stuff, 0.6. Other wood fill, you can try with a slightly smaller nozzle, because I even mentioned too, like, for the Hatchbox wood fill, it doesn't have as nice of a tone, in my opinion. Like, I think that the timber fill is definitely a nicer looking wood fill. But the cool thing is with this filament, if I remember correctly, you have more options in terms of the range of temperatures you're printing with it. And based off of those temperatures, it actually changes the color of the wood material itself. So you can get a little bit of a lighter wood or a darker wood depending. So typically with wood fills, I recommend printing a temp tower to see whether you're able to get those different shades of wood color. Oh, the cat's done. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, well, some of the wood, I don't consider it a wood fill if it's not truly consisting of some wood fibers, but there are some that are wood-like. Like if you don't really need wood and you're just trying to get sort of wood-like, I actually think Polymaker has a relatively new-ish filament that's just a PLA that doesn't actually contain wood fibers, but they've done a really good job of getting it to look wood-like. So that might be something to take a look at or to consider. Again, the wood filament's cool. It definitely will look closer to wood than a impersonation wood that's not containing wood, but it's difficult. It's certainly difficult. I was surprised. I was very surprised by how much of a struggle printing with it was. I was expecting, like, it's been all these years, the printers have gotten better, like it'll be much easier. It was insanely difficult. Like, the carbon fiber nylon material I printed was easier than printing with that wood fill, and that's insane to me. Is that Aaron? I really wanted to see this cat. I want to hear. Polymaker Polywood. Okay, yep, Pi's got it exactly. Been to Norway and since then haven't streamed. You're back home though, Dutch, right? I posted the AMA switcher. I might attempt you to add another project. I did see the GitHub post for it, CRS, when I was looking for the cat file. I gotta head out. See you later. Hey, thanks for hanging out, Inappropriate. We'll see you hopefully next week. Okay, let's take this off. Thing barely sticks. Well, it looks pretty good. Check it out. Let's see if I can just bring it closer. I don't know how close. Okay, cool. You guys can kind of see it. Maybe if I turn on manual focus, give me a second here. Function. Manual focus. How does manual focus work on this thing? Is it a, one second, I'm still learning here. It says set focus. Okay, yeah, that's not gonna work. All right, we're going back to manual focus because I'm not gonna lie, I don't exactly know how to set up the manual focus. Anyways, I guess you can sort of see the light right there. But the thing that I was impressed with is the tail, which is an overhang. I don't know the exact degree of it, but like there's no sag or droop or anything on it. It turned out really nicely. Corners are sharp, extrusion looks really consistent. Looking at the top of it so you can kind of sort of see it. I know this isn't the best color for being able to see detail. It is pretty though. But yeah, I mean, considering this is stock, I've done nothing to it but assemble it, take the built-in Cura profile. There's a little hair right there, I guess, on the back. The feet. Yeah, I don't really know. I don't have any complaints. It's a good-looking cat. Again, not the most complicated print ever, but definitely a good-looking kitty. Yeah, I really like, again, for anyone that didn't hear earlier, but this is from Protopasta, and it's called Watermelon Crush. Yeah, which I think is a really good name for it. It kind of looks like watermelon color, but like a little bit more of like a cartoony watermelon, I suppose. How is the layer extrusion horizontally? The color reminds me. Yeah, it's Steve. Did you hear the name of it before you said that the color reminds you of watermelon? No, he didn't. Yeah, that's exactly. Well, that's exactly what they're going for. RGB tricked out Roomba Dyson. Yeah, the inappropriate's RGB or his thing is insane. Hack for ball. Now go for the bunny cat. That thing is terrifying. How is the layer extrusions horizontally? It looks really good to me. So we can bring it in one more time. But yeah, it looks pretty dang consistent. I mean, on the sharp corner, there might be a tiny bit of rounding. Yeah, I guess you can see it. Even though that might be the start stop. No, there's a tiny bit of rounding, which I don't know if you can actually see it. It's pretty tough to show. But yeah, no, that's a solid. I mean, again, is it the most complicated print ever? Absolutely not. But I've seen many printers not print that, you know, something that's that very, very well. So. Protopasta filament on the first stream sponsored. Thanks, Alien. Yeah, we need to bust out. The only reason was it was what I had open. All of the Polymaker was currently being used on other printers. Like this one's being used for the Saturday's video, and then the other one's the other spool I have open is loaded in the Cobra. We will get some Polymaker filament printing on the stream, absolutely. Well, I was hoping to wait for Erin to come home so that I can hand her the cat and we can hear her reaction, but you guys just might have to take my word for it later on. I don't know if she's cruising home slowly or what. I think we'll call it, one second, I think we'll call it today. I think this is a good stopping point. I will get next week's stream scheduled very soon. Next week will be Pizza Hangout and printing on the Switchwire, talking shop, sort of similar to how the last 30 minutes of this stream has been, but a little bit more. We'll talk a bit more about the Switchwire build and some of the plans for it. And then also, I did just place that order for Fabrico, from Fabrico. And so hopefully those parts will come in for the Voron 0.1 upgrade so we can take a look at those, maybe do a little bit of like show and tell type thing. And then I should have a better idea by next Wednesday whether we'll start a new build the following week or whether we'll do some kind of another stream. But yeah, I think this is a good stream. Yeah, I think this is a good place to end it. So thank you everyone for hanging out. It feels weird, like I said, going from last week, this like crazy planned out game show, to like this more casual, simple build, but it's nice having kind of a different variation of streams, and I hope everyone had a good time. Once again, to Polymaker, massive thank you to them for coming on board and being a official sponsor, a continuous sponsor of the stream, which will allow us to do a international spool giveaway every single week, which is very, very exciting. And I hope everybody has a fantastic rest of their Wednesday, a great rest of their week, and I will see hopefully most of you next Wednesday for the hangout. Definitely, if you can, get some pizza and coming out. It'll be at same time, noon Pacific Standard Time, and it should be a lot of fun. So I will see everybody later on, and again, have a wonderful night. Thank you all. And hit the like button. I just saw Tunky.